Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Owosso Speedway here on this beautiful Saturday night as we're about to get ready for tonight's show. But before we do, we have our opening ceremonies to take care of, and we'll send it down trackside to Chris Phobie on the front straightaway.
Thank you, Roger. We have a lot going on here tonight. First things first, though, over the off-season, we lost Jane Sedrington, who was the promoter here for many, many years. Her family owned the track from 1985 to 1999, and the family's gathered here today. We had a nice little service for her earlier this afternoon, and we have a member of the family, Amy, that would like to say a few words.
Hello, Owosso Speedway! We really want to thank you, Rex Wheeler and family and team, for having us here today as we celebrate the life of a mom, of an aunt, of a sister, of a friend, of a promoter, of a mentor, of a teammate. We are so thankful for her life and what she did here at Owosso Speedway, but with each of us. So we thank you for being here today, and we hope that you have the best time here at Owosso. Every short track Saturday night there is. Right, Rex? Woo! Woo! Thank you. I'm going to pass it back to Chris.
Thank you. Well, also, as some of you may have noticed on the way in, this is also the night that we are going to pay tribute to the POWs. For those of you that aren't aware, back in 1944 and 1945, when motorsports was shut down in the United States for World War II, the racetrack you're at right now actually housed German POWs from the North African Front that ended up becoming pretty well-meaning members of our community. And paying tribute to that tonight, we're hosting the Camp Owosso 100. For those that don't know, there's still over 80,000 soldiers that are missing and unaccounted for from conflicts dating back all the way to World War II. And for those families that have loved ones that they just don't know what their final moment was, we are paying tribute to them here tonight. So you'll see the missing man table on your way in, and we'll have a couple other presentations, as well as we have the POW flag over in turn number 1. And so it's going to be a very special night here for the Camp Owosso 100, and we appreciate all of you coming out. We ask at this time that everyone please rise. Gentlemen, remove your hats, and I will pass the microphone on to Mr. Dennis Wheeler for our invocation.
Heavenly Father, praise be to you for this beautiful weather, for the fans that have come out to show support, for the staff that has given up their summer weekend to make this event happen, and to the drivers who pour countless hours into their cars to come out here and compete and entertain their fans. Lord, as we enjoy the day, we ask you to put it on our hearts to remember others less fortunate, so that we may share with them what we are able, for it is Jesus who said, "What you've done for the least of these, you've done for me." Lord, help us to not forget about the men and women that have lost their lives fighting to secure our freedoms in the past, now, and forever. Please watch over those who are currently serving to keep them safe from harm and to bring them home to their families. As we enjoy the sounds of horsepower and the smell of race gas, we thank you for being a generous and a merciful God. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. And now joining us tonight for the playing of our national anthem, please welcome Nicholas McCurdy from Owosso. Excellent job, Nicholas. Thank you, everybody, for coming out and spending your Saturday with us here at the Owosso Speedway. We're going to kick things off with pole qualifying for the Camp Owosso 100. Handling that tonight, we welcome back former voice of the Big O and voice of the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Models, Mr. Matt Preer.
Chris, thank you so much. On behalf of the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series, we welcome you to race number 5, the 2024 racing season. Also serving as race number 3 of the Michigan Kenworth Owosso 500 Series. This is the Camp Owosso 100. We brought you 28 wedge body warriors that could compete for you here this evening. And already a little bit of news. We're gonna get it out of the way now. With 28 cars on the property, Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series officials, as well as Owosso Speedway officials, Rex Wheeler, Dennis Wheeler, and the entire management and staff, we have decided to start all 28 cars in tonight's Camp Owosso 100. So All-Star Performance Qualifying will set the field for tonight's racing action. Earlier today in practice sessions 1 and 2, the same man was sitting on top of the charts. It was the Rose Brew Farm Seneca Performance number 55 from Birch Run, Michigan. Dan Leake, the fastest man on the property in practice earlier today with a 14.007. Second quick, your current track record holder, the Wheeler Trucking Seneca Performance number 10 from Flint, Michigan. Blake Childers, second quick in practice with a 14.073. Brian Bergaker, the driver of the 4J Trucking Seneca Performance number 12 from Middleville, Michigan. He was third quick with a 14.104. While Steve Needles, who just won his third Kalamazoo Clash last Saturday night, winner of the Michigan Auto Racing Fan Club 100 here at Owosso Speedway back on May the 18th, he was fourth quick with a 14.181. And rounding out the top 5, that second Wheeler Trucking Seneca Performance number 17, that would be David McManus rounding out the top 5 with a 14.210. So just about set to go. With 28 cars, as we mentioned, we're going to start all 28 here tonight. So All-Star Performance Qualifying will set the field for tonight's Camp Owosso 100. This is the third of 5 races as part of the Michigan Kenworth Owosso 500 Series. Round number 1 was back on May the 18th. And, of course, now, as we mentioned, that was Steve Needles going to Victory Lane. Back on that night, picking up a $10,000 payday. Race number 2 was back on Wednesday, June 19th, the second annual Bob Finley Memorial. And it was St. John's, Michigan's Chad Finley picking up the biggest win of his career, worth $20,067, picking up the win in his grandpa's memorial race. That was back on June the 19th. The last time the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series race, well, it was 2 weekends ago on July 6th over at Berlin Raceway outside of Marne, Michigan. And it was Tyler Rohrig going to Victory Lane, his second win of 2024. He is not with us this evening. Car a little bit scathed, if you will, from the Kalamazoo Clash last Saturday night, so unable to make the trip here today. So for those of you new to Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series qualifying, it is 3 consecutive laps, no wave-offs, which will set the field for tonight's Camp Owosso 100. As all the cars just about through pre-qualifying tech, getting tech weighed and measured. Looking over there now, we see Steve Needles going through tech. Dan Leake being pushed across. He'll be over there momentarily. And qualifying order is determined by the reverse order of overall practice results. So that means Lenny Roberts, the Leonard's Roseville Transmission and Auto Repair, Howell Racing Enterprises number 0. He is scheduled to be your first qualifier this evening. So we are just moments away from All-Star Performance Qualifying, $100 bonus going to the fast qualifier of tonight's Camp Owosso 100. Did the heart good, Chris Phobie, to see the Setterington family, the Simcoe family, the Giroux family, the entire clan there here today. Memorial service was held earlier today behind turn number 3 over in the Finley compound. And just a wonderful service. So gracious, so grateful that the families are here today to enjoy some racing. And I'm sure the track looks a bit different from way back when. Jane Setterington was definitely very special to the legacy here of Owosso Speedway, special to part of my career as well, and definitely will not be forgotten. And we as we honor Jane Setterington tonight, as we get set to go, it is time for All-Star Performance Qualifying for the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series. First qualifier on the track, currently sitting 14th place in the point standings. Aboard the Leonard's Roseville Transmission and Auto Repair, Howell Racing Enterprises number 0. 61-year-old driver comes from across the state in Roseville, Michigan. This is Lenny Roberts. Lenny Roberts, your first qualifier in All-Star Performance Qualifying. 3 consecutive laps, no wave-offs. First lap time, 15,200, 15.200. First lap time for Roberts. Finished 17th in our last event at Berlin Raceway back on July the 6th. 8th place in the points 1 season ago, currently 14th in 2024. Rosa, second lap, 15.086, 15.086, second lap for Lenny Roberts. Longtime competitor of the Flat Rock Speedway down in out south of Detroit in Flat Rock, Michigan. Roberts comes across his final lap. 15.208, 15.208 will keep his second lap, 15.086. That's the time to beat for Lenny Roberts aboard the number 0. Next qualifier on the racetrack. Gentlemen, currently sitting 19th place in our point standings. Best finish of a 12th, which came at Berlin Raceway 2 weekends ago on July the 6th. The Zachary Electric Seneca Performance number 76. 54-year-old driver coming to us from the west side in Byron Center, Michigan. This is Doug Rodenheisler. Doug Rodenheisler in the 76, first lap time, 14.968. 14.968, first lap time for Rodenheisler. Second lap time even quicker, 14 nights at Kalamazoo Speedway as well as Saturday nights at Berlin Raceway. Doug Rodenheisler on to turn number 4, final lap. He'll slow down to a 14.781, 14.781. We'll keep the second lap, 14.769. Quick time for Doug Rodenheisler in the number 76. Next driver on the racetrack, winner of the Jason Dees Trailer Sales Rookie of the Race Award. Back on May the 18th in the Michigan Auto Racing Fan Club 100. The Steinman's Transport McCall Racing Enterprises number 17, 28-year-old driver from Richmond, Michigan. This is Justin Holloway. Justin Holloway aboard the number 17. Holloway's first lap, second quick, 14.983, 14.983 first lap time for Holloway. Season best of a 6th place effort right here at Owosso Speedway back on May the 18th. As Holloway out of turn number 4, his second lap. He'll go to the top of the charts, 14.585, 14.585. Second lap for Holloway. Former competitor in the Pro Late Model division here at Owosso Speedway. As Holloway's final lap is a 14.654, 14.654. We'll keep the second lap, 14.585. Quick time for Justin Holloway aboard the number 617. Next driver on the racetrack, graduate of the Valley Truck Center Modified Division, where he still finds time to climb behind the wheel of his Modified. Concentrating this season in the Outlaw Super Late Model solely on the Michigan Kenworth Owosso 500 Series. The State Building Company, Seneca Performance number 2, 20 years old from Davison, Michigan. This is Scotty Lamp. Scotty Lamp aboard the number 2 car. Third quick in his first lap, 14.826, 14.826. First lap time for Lamp. Second lap for Lamp. He'll go to the top of the charts. Quick time at a 14.499, 14.499 for Lamp. Best finish of an 8th coming here at Owosso Speedway back on May the 18th. That accounts for his 1 top 10 in 2024. Final lap, 14.555, 14.555. We'll keep the first lap, 14.499. Quick time for Scotty Lamb aboard the number 2 car. Next driver on the racetrack. Normally accustomed to seeing him behind the wheel of his familiar number 15 machine. Today, behind the wheel of Dad's number 46 entry. Currently 15th place in the point standings, the Canterbury Construction and Concrete Seneca Performance number 46. 24-year-old driver from Middleville, Michigan. This is Lane Head. Lane Head aboard the 46 car. Fourth quick in his first lap, 14.799, 14.799. First lap time for Head. His primary car involved in an incident last Saturday at the Kalamazoo Clash in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Third quick, 14.718, 14.718. Second lap time for Lane Head. His dad, Buddy, had a feature winner this season here in the Late Model Sportsman Division. Giving his son controls of his Super Late Model for this evening. Final lap, 14.735, 14.735. We'll keep the second lap, 14.718. Third quick for the 46 of Lane Head. Next driver on the racetrack, gentlemen, no stranger to fans here at Owosso Speedway. Longtime Pro Late Model, Limited Late Model competitor. The Mallory Building Construction, Seneca Performance number 5, 57 years old from Owosso, Michigan. This is Jimmy O. Smith. Jimmy O. Smith in the 5. Third quick in his first lap, 14.677, 14.677. First lap time for Smith. Like many drivers concentrating on the Michigan Kenworth Owosso 500 Series. Second lap, 14.632, 14.632. Quicker, but still third quick for Jimmy L. Smith in the 5 machine. former Owosso Fall Nationals winner, makes his way out of turn number 4, completing his final lap. And a 14.602, 14.602, third quick for the number 5 of Jimmy O. Smith. Next driver on the racetrack, he is your current Jason Dees Trailer Sales Rookie of the Year points leader. He has won the last 3 Jason Dees Trailer Sales Rookie of the Race Awards. He is currently 9th overall in the point standings. The Landscape Forms Welding Academy, Triple B chassis number 44. 33 years old from Kalamazoo, Michigan. This is Zach Cook. Zach Cook in the 44 car. First lap, 14.675, 14.675. First lap time for Cook. Best finish of the season came right here at Owosso Speedway in the Bob Philly Memorial. A top 5, his best finish of a 5th. Cook goes to the top of the charts. Quick time at a 14.304, 14.304. Second lap time for Zach Cook, the former Kalamazoo Speedway track champion in the street stock division back in 2017. Cook's final lap, 14.573, 14.573. We'll keep the second lap, 14.304. Quick time for Zach Cook in the 44 car. Next driver on the racetrack, making his 3rd ever appearance here at Owosso Speedway. First time in an Outlaw Super Late Model for the former 2-time M40 Speedway track champion. The True Performance and Fabrication house car, 48 years old, from Dowagiac, Michigan. This is Doug True. Doug True, the 93, and he goes the second quick in his first lap. 14.462, 14.462. First lap time for True. They'll come out on turn number 4, completes lap number 2. Quick time of the afternoon of 14.290, 14.290. Quick time for Doug True. Runner-up at Kalamazoo Speedway in the point standings back in 2019 as True makes his way out on turn number 4 and completes his final lap. And a 14.372, 14.372 will keep his second lap. 14.290, quick time for Doug True in the number 93 machine. On the clocks now, making his second appearance of 2024 in the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series. The former 2018 Sportsman Track Champion here at Owosso Speedway. The Moran Chevrolet Van Dorn Racing Development number 45, 21 years old from Hazel Park, Michigan. This is Connor Zabosian. Connor Zabosian in the 45, 4th quick, 14.580, 14.580. First lap time for Zabosian. Been spending time at Flat Rock Speedway in their Outlaw Super Late Model Series, where he finished 3rd in the points 1 season ago. Zabosian the 3rd quick at a 14.441, 14.441. Making his 2nd appearance of 2024 with the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series. Final lap for Zabosian, 14.496, 14.496. We'll keep his second lap, 14.441. 3rd quick for the 45 of Connor Zabosian. On the clocks now, he is your current points leader in the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series by just 4 markers over Steve Needles. 2 third-place showings, one of them coming right here at Owosso on May the 18th. The Duke of Performance, Seneca Performance number 4, 40 years old from St. Joseph, Michigan. This is Adam Terry. Adam Terry in the number 4 car. 4th quick in his first lap, 14.490, 14.490. First lap time for the Kalamazoo Clash Fast qualifier. Terry to the top of the charts. Quick time of the night, 14.156, 14.156. Second lap for Terry. 2 third-place showings, 1 here at Owosso, 1 at his home track at Kalamazoo Speedway on June the 7th. And even quicker in a 14.144, 14.144. Quick time for your Reveal the Hammer points leader, Adam Terry, the number 4 car. Next driver on the racetrack, your defending Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series champion. Currently sitting 8th place in the points. The Rescue Medals and Supply, Triple B chassis number 14. 33 years old from Schoolcraft, Michigan. This is Mark Shook. Mark Shook in the 14 car. 5th quick in his first lap, 14.481, 14.481. First lap time for Shook. Best finish of a 2nd coming at Kalamazoo Speedway on June the 7th, where he's a former 2-time track champion. Shook on a 4, 2nd lap. 2nd quick on a 14.206, 14.206. Second lap for Mark Shook. Currently 2nd quick. 8th in the standings. Just 6 points out of 6th. Shook's final lap, 14.259, 14.259. We'll keep his second lap, 14.206. 2nd quick for Mark Shook in the number 14. On the clocks now, this past Thursday night's feature winner of Laird Raceway in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. Matter of fact, he's 3 for 3 in features at Laird. Where is the current points leader and defending track champion? The Flawless Roofing, Seneca by Hanley, number 77. 20 years old from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada. This is Chase Wilson. Chase Wilson in the 77. First lap time, 14:540. 14.540. First lap time for Wilson. One of our contenders for the Jason D's Trailer Sales Rookie of the Year title chase. 5th quick on his second lap. 14.317. 14.317. Second lap for Wilson. Currently, final lap, 3rd quick. 14.282. 14.282. For the gentleman 6 in the Jason D's Trailer Sales Rookie of the Year title chase. Chase Wilson in the 77. Next driver on the racetrack, gentleman currently sitting 18th in the point standings, longtime campaigner here at Owosso Speedway. The Pemberton Commercial, Seneca Performance number 51, 53 years old from St. John's, Michigan. This is Scott Pemberton. Scott Pemberton, the 51, 8th quick in his first lap, 14.510, 14.510, first lap time for Pemberton. Best finish of a 9th coming here at Owosso Speedway back on May the 18th. Pemberton's second lap, the 6th quick, 14.401. 14.401, 6th quick for Scott Pemberton. Finished 7th in the points 1 season ago in the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series. On a turn number 4, final lap is a 14.415, 14.415. We'll keep his second lap, 14.401. 6th quick for the 51 of Scott Pemberton. On the clocks now, another gentleman concentrating solely on the Michigan Kenworth, the Owosso 500 Series. Overall, he's 29th in the Reveal the Hammer Series point standings. The Mickey Sled and Snowmobile Depot, Seneca Performance number 57, 49 years old from Barbeau, Michigan. This is Josh Ware. Josh Ware in the 57 car. 9th quick in his first lap, 14.507. 14.507 first lap time for Ware. Former 6-time track champion at 3 different tracks. Second lap for Ware, 14.595. 14.595, actually slower than his first lap. Ware, a 3-time champion at Onaway Speedway, 2-time champion at Laird Raceway, and a former late model champion at Kenworth Raceway Park. Ware's final lap is his best, 7th quick, 14.415, 14.415. 7th quick for the 57 at Josh Ware. Next driver on the racetrack, good to see this gentleman back after missing the last 2 events to Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series. Former 3-time ARCA Gold Cup Series champion, the Royal Truck and Trailer Sales, Triple B chassis number 71. 55 years old from Milan, Michigan. This is Harold Fair Jr. Harold Fair Jr. in the 71. First lap, 14.598. 14.598. First lap time for Fair. A winner here 370 days ago on July 15th of last year in the Reveal the Hammer Series. Second lap better, 14.450. 14.450. Second lap for Harold Fair Jr. 16 career wins in the ARCA Gold Cup Series. Final lap for Fair, 14.624, 14.624. We'll keep his second lap, 14.450. 9th quick for the 71 of Harold Fair Jr. Next driver on the racetrack, former 2010 Owosso Speedway track champion in the Sport Compacts division. He's made his accolades in the template Super Late Model and Pro Late Model world of late. The Big Rigs Incorporated Hanley Enterprises number 16, 28 years old from Brighton, Michigan. This is Kyle Crump. Kyle Crump in the 16, 14.441, 14.441 first lap time for Crump. Currently sitting 11th place in the point standings, 16 out of the coveted top 10. Crump's second lap, the 6th quick, 14.327, 14.327. Former winner of the Battle at Berlin Raceway in 2021. Former winner of the Redbud 400 at Anderson Speedway, also in 2021. Crump's final lap, 14.355, 14.355. We'll keep the second lap, 14.327. 6th quick for the 7.16 of Kyle Crump. On the clocks now, gentleman currently sitting 4th place in the Jason D's Trailer Sales Rookie of the Year point standings. He is 16th overall, winner of the Czech CRA All-Stars Tour event at Whittemore Speedway back on July 6th. The Great Lakes Exotics Cannabis, Seneca Performance number 32, 28 years old from Tawas City, Michigan. This is Stephen Oman. Stephen Oman in the 32, 9th quick in his first lap, 14.415, 14.415, first lap time for Oman. the former 3-time track champion in his home track at Whittemore Speedway. He'll go to second quick in his second lap, 14.190, 14.190. Second lap for Ullman, best finish of a 12th coming here at Owosso back on May the 18th. Final lap for Ullman. He'll go to the top of the charts, quick time of the night, 14.126, 14.126, quick time for Stephen Ullman, the number 32. As Justin Clardy has come to a stop over in turn number 2. So far, quick time, Stephen Ullman with a 14.126. Second quick to the 4 of Adam Terry with a 14.144. Third quick to the 14 of Mark Shook with a 14.206. Chase Wilson is fourth quick on a 14.282. The 93 of Doug True rounding out the top 5 with a 14.290. A big welcome tuning in to all those on the Owosso Speedway YouTube channel, tuning into tonight's racing action for those that couldn't make it here to Ovid, Michigan. Also welcome those tuning in on Track Tune here from Owosso Speedway. Certainly appreciate you having you with us. My name is Matt Preer of the Performance Racing Network. Certainly privileged to be back here at the home track of Owosso Speedway as we are in the midst of All-Star Performance qualifying for the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series. And Justin Clardy with problems over in turn number 2. Clardy third in the points in the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series. Definitely not how he wanted to go, but now he's got it fired up. So Clardy will get the 1 lap to go signal since he needed a little bit of assistance. Third place in the point standings, only 8 points out of the lead in the chase for the 2024 Reveal the Hammer Series Championship. The Jim's Auto Body and Service, setting her performance number 7, 43 years old from Jackson, Michigan. This is Justin Clardy. Justin Clardy in the war the number 7 car. 2 fifth-place finishes are his best efforts, both coming at Berlin Raceway on July 6th and Kalamazoo Speedway on June the 7th. Fourth quick in his first lap, 14.263, 14.263. First lap time for Clardy, the 2022 Corrigan Speedway track champion. Former champion in the Short Track Trucks.com Challenge Series. Clardy's second lap, 14.294, 14.294. His best lap at 2.63 is currently fourth quick. So we mentioned third in the standings, just 8 markers out of the lead. Clardy's final lap, 14.367, 14.367 will keep his first lap, 14.263. Fourth quick for the 7 of Justin Clardy. On the clocks now, veteran campaigner currently sitting 7th place in the point standings. Aboard the Moran Chevrolet FLF by Hans, number 72, 61 years old from Angola, Indiana. This is Scott Hans. Scott Hans in a 72 car. 14.361. First lap time for Hans, 14.361. 9th quick. 7th in the point standings. A second place effort at Berlin Raceway. Back on July 6th is his best finish so far. 4th quick in his second lap. 14.259. 14.259 for the former ARCA Gold Cup Series champion. 6-time winner of the old main event racing series. 3-time CRA Super Series champion. Final lap, 14.220, 14.220. Better, but will keep him 4th quick for the 72 of Scott Hans. Next driver on the racetrack, currently 5th place in the points. The defending Michigan Kenworth, the Owosso 500 Series champion. About the Leclerc Racing Badass Race Cars number 8. 41 years old from Portage, Michigan. This is Phil Bozell. Phil Bozell in the 8 car. First lap, 14.654, 14.654. First lap time for Bozell. Best finish of a second coming here at Owosso back on May the 18th. 1 career win also came here at Owosso. Second lap to 10th quick, 14.330, 14.330. Second lap for Bozell. Former Corrigan Speedway track champion in 2021. 2-time Kalamazoo Clash winner. 2-time Kalamazoo Speedway track champion. Final lap, 8th quick for the 8. A 14.293, 14.293. 8th quick for the 8 of Phil Bozell. On the clocks now, second appearance of 2024 for the 2nd annual Bob Philly Memorial 100 race winner. The Todd Rothroot Trucking, setting her performance number 1, 32 years old from down the road in St. John's, Michigan. This is Chad Finley. Chad Finley in the 1 car. First lap time, 9th quick, 14.294, 14.294. First lap time for Finley. As most of his accolades of late have come on the dirt. 2019 track champion at I-96 Speedway. 5th quick in his second lap, 14.234, 14.234 for the 2020 Dirt Car UMP East Regional champion on the dirt. Former Wood Tick winner at Merritt Speedway. Final lap. 4th quick, 14.213, 14.213. 4th quick for the one of Chad Finley. Next driver on the racetrack, currently 10th place in the points. He is your reigning Valley Truck Center's modified track champion. Over the Wheeler Trucking, Senator Performance number 17, 40 years old from Birch Run, Michigan. This is David McManus. David McManus in the 17. 12th quick in his first lap, 14.379, 14.379. First lap time for McManus. 3-time and reigning track champion, the modified the Birch Run Speedway. Second lap for McManus, the 3rd quick, 14.152, 14.152. Second lap for McManus, who backed it into the fence in practice at Berlin Raceway. Crew worked the last 2 weeks to get this car back in shape. Second quick in his final lap, tied for fast time at a 14.126, 14.126, tied for quick time with Stephen Ullman. Next driver on the racetrack, 2-time Reveal the Hammer Series champion, currently second in the points. 1 win came right here at Owosso. Back on May the 18th, the Needle Speed Solutions, Seneca Performance number 14, 39 years old from Berrien Springs, Michigan, it's Steve Needles. 14.408, 14.408, first lap time for Needles, who just picked up his 3rd career Kalamazoo Clash win last Saturday at Kalamazoo Speedway. Needles' second lap, the 5th quick, 14.211, 14.211, second lap time for Steve Needles. The all-time winningest driver, Reveal the Hammer Series history, makes his way on turn number 4 for his final lap. And a 14.293, 14.293 will keep his second lap. 14.211, 5th quick for the 14 of Steve Needles. Next driver on the racetrack, former 2-time Berlin Raceway track champion, currently 6th in the Reveal the Hammer points. Over the 4J Trucking, Senator Performance number 12, 44 years old from Middleville, Michigan. This is Brian Bergager. Brian Bergager in the 12. 9th quick in his first lap, 14.269, 14.269. Best finish of a 4th coming at Kalamazoo Speedway on June the 7th. The runner-up in last Saturday's Kalamazoo Clash. Bergager on a 4. 4th quick in his second lap, 14.173, 14.173. For the former ARCA Gold Cup Series champion, the last ARCA Gold Cup Series champion in 2019. On a 4, final lap for Bergager. He'll go to the top of the charts. Quick time of the night, 14.012. 14.012. Quick time for Brian Bergager in the 12. But oh, here comes the current track record holder. The Wheeler Trucking Senator Performance number 10. Currently 4th place in the points. 4-time track champion, 31 years old from Flint, Michigan. This is Blake Childers. Blake Childers in the 10. 9th quick in his first lap, 14.232, 14.232. First lap time for Childers. Best finish of a 3rd coming in the Bob Finley Memorial back on June the 19th. Childers' second lap. He'll go quick time of 13.940, 13.940. Second lap time for Childers. Flirting with his own track record. Final lap. 13.974, 13.974 will keep the second lap, 13.940. Quick time for Blake Childers in the 55. Next car on the track, the fastest man in practice. The Rosebrew Farm, Senator Performance number 55, 34 years old from Birch Run, Michigan. This is Dan Leake. Dan Leake in the 55 car. 2 appearances, 2 blown motors so far this season. 6th quick in his first lap, 14.179, 14.179. 2 appearances, 2 blown motors, hoping the 3rd time's a charm. So far, so good. On a 4, second lap, 2nd quick, 13.992, 13.992 for the former 2-time Jack CRA All-Stars Tour champion. Final lap, out of 4. And it's a 14.080, 14.080. will keep it second lap. 13.992. Second quick for Dan Leake in the 55 car. On the clocks now, missed and spotted when the qualifying order. Currently second, the Midwest Modifieds Tour point standings doing double duty tonight. The Van Culver Construction FLF race cars number 24, 26 years old from Petoskey, Michigan. This is Buddy Gray. 14.572, 14.572. First lap time for Gray. Second in the Midwest Modified Tour point standings, looking to get dialed in for next weekend's Back Road Beauty Salon prelude to the Hot Shoe. Gray's second lap, 14.509, 14.509. 22nd quick at the moment for Gray. Looking to make his 7th career appearance to reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series. Final lap, 14.634, 14.634. We'll get the second lap, 14.509 for Buddy Gray in the 24. Scheduled to go, unable to answer the call for qualifying was the 11 of Jason Felver. He has scratched for the rest of the night. Broken rear end and broken Gleason on that main beverage company number 11. So that will conclude Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series qualifying. And setting fast time for the 3rd time this season. 5th of his career. 3rd All-Star Performance Fast Qualifier Award with a 13.940. Congratulations to the former 4-time track champion, the Wheeler Trucking Seneca Performance number 10. From Flint, Michigan, Blake Childers, your All-Star Performance Fast Qualifier. Second quick with a 13.992, the 55 of Dan Leake. Third quick with a 14.012, the 12 of Brian Bergaker. Tied for 4th, both with a 14.126, the 32 of Stephen Ullman and the 17 of David McManus. Sixth quick to the 4 of Adam Terry, the 14.144. As we'll get the lineups all situated. Chris Folby, it is an all-features night here at Owosso Speedway. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to enjoying the call between you, Chris Folby, and your co-voice, Mr. Roger Williams. Gentlemen, take it away.
Oh, I was hoping, Chris, that it was just going to be you and you.
Oh, man,
Between Chris Folby and himself. That
I
would
hope
have been
not.
a show.
Hope not. That guy owes me money.
Yeah, he's a little shady. Yes, all features here today.
That's what I've heard.
Well, a lot of speed in that track. We didn't see any 13-second laps until the very end of qualifying. We didn't have any in the practice session, so that should bode well here. Once we get some of our house divisions on the track, we'll have our Valley Truck Center Modifieds. We'll also have the Michigan Paving and Materials All-American Trucks and the Floyd Crane Reynolds Sport Compacts tonight. No B-mains, so it'll be 4 features and 3 features and a 100-lapper, and of course the Modifieds 50 laps as well. So a lot of feature racing for you here this afternoon. Some of you just making your way into the grandstands. Big line during qualifying. A lot farther back than it was probably about 45 minutes ago. So
yeah, well,
everybody making their way in finally.
Pays to get here early, I guess.
Yes. Yes, it
but
does.
you know, our Canadian visitors will feel right at home, Roger, because from the rest of the night, it's all A's.
I get it. Took me a minute. After that, we were just talking about, it's been a long couple of weeks, and I still feel fresh. I mean, I have that not so fresh feeling in the head, but we're 3 days of racing, and Matt's got, this is just hot off the press.
Hot off the press indeed. Blake Childers drew an inversion of a 16.
Oh, so he's starting up front, huh?
your front row for tonight's Camp Owosso 100. The 16 of Kyle Crump will start on the pole alongside Jason D's Trailer Sales rookie points leader, Zach Cook. The inversion was a 16, boys.
That's a big draw. That's a big draw. Thank goodness there's 100 laps.
Well, speaking of big draws, Roger, our All-American Trucks, Michigan Paving All-American Trucks, they were the division that was chosen at random for the Kimball Midwest Challenge. Fast qualifier Mark Wilcox taking the challenge. So for those of you unfamiliar, that means Mark Wilcox, your fast qualifier in these Michigan Paving trucks, is going to start at the very back of the field. And if he's able to win, he's going to collect a $400 bonus courtesy of Kimball Midwest. If he's not able to make it, then it'll roll over to $500 for next week, and another randomly selected division will have a chance.
And here come those All-American trucks. 25-lap feature event set to go for you. Here's your starting lineup on the front row. On a Clio and car 50, truck 58, that's Jeremy Neff. And alongside from Swartz Creek, Jason Dvorak in the 67D. Row number 2, inside the double deuce of Brian Doherty and Josh Shaw in the S23. Row 3, Richard Gillette from Clio in the 51 truck and Michael Dvorak in truck number 72. Defending champion Zane Cruz in the 7Z alongside the guy that's running the points standings right now, Gregory Long, the third in the 21. Defending, or 2 years ago, track champion Brad Rizet in truck number 7 and Cameron DeLong out of Clio in the 95. Row 6, Joe Shamel in the 47, Charles Hamilton 79C. We go back to row 7, Darren Burton in the 50 and Tony Hart in the 69. Final full row, Charlie Boone 66, Eric Deviney in the 13. And there's your guy taking that Kimball Midwest Challenge, Mark Wilcox, your fast qualifier today, getting around the track in an 18.381, trying to pick up an extra $400 tonight, Chris.
It's going to be a good one here as we come around. Beautiful pace car we have. And race fans, this next time around will be your chance to salute these drivers. The Michigan Paving All-American Trucks this time by from turn 4 to turn 1. I want to see each and every single one of you get up on your feet. Give these drivers a wave as they come around. You wave at them, they'll wave at you. The Michigan Paving All-American Trucks going 25 green flag laps coming up.
Well, these drivers were kind of hard on themselves a few weeks back. They were the last event of the night. They had a heck of a time getting any laps in. Now they're the first racing event of the night. Let's see what they can do. They'll be 3 and 4 wide before they get over the turn number 1. Now, these are strictly stock. They're using street tires. They're awfully heavy, and they're taking the green flag. Logan McCaslin said, let's go racing.
And Josh Shaw already took a peek to the outside to take him 3 wide on lap number 1, but it looks like we're going to hang on right now. Jeremy Neff leads down the back straightaway. Brian Doherty in the 22 giving chase. And Greg Long, the third, borrowing his dad's ride tonight, already taking it 3 wide.
Hey, it's his dad's car. He can rough it up if he needs to. He's going right through the middle, like squirting out of there like jelly in a ham sandwich, because you like when I use that phrase. He gets by Shaw. He's on the outside of Cruz. Meanwhile, up front, we've got a door-to-door battle with the 22 of Doherty and the 58 of Neff.
Yeah, Doherty going to take it to the top side, going to try to get around, just barely leads it at the line.
Boy, some crisscross applesauce between the 7 and the 21 as they swap lanes. Cruz decided to go to the high side while the 21 along went to the inside. Now they're going to go 3 wide for third. Well, they're still door-to-door for that lead spot between Neff and Doherty.
Yeah, Zane Cruz kind of got elbowed out of the spot there. Looks like with the 21 able to make it to the bottom of the track, Cruz is going to stay in the upper shelf as he challenges the other 7 of Brad Rizet. In the meantime, Brian Doherty still holding position at the front of the field, Roger, but he goes way wide off of turn 4.
Checking in on your fast qualifier, trying to pick up some extra money as I just watched some bumping and banging going on to the back end of that 51 truck. Is a little bit off the pace. He's a little bit sideways. Everyone's stacking up behind him. Yeah, Burton and Shamel all making some contact as they went down the back straightaway, but was talking about Wilcox. He's running just outside the top 10, your fast qualifier, going for that extra cash.
Yeah, poor Joe Shamel there in the 47 was getting ping-ponged between Mark Palmer and Brad Rizet. He got tired of it, though. He's going to take Rizet 3 wide, trying to break into the top 5. And, well, he was going to do it, but Zane Cruz looked like he may have had a little more momentum on the high side. But no, Shamel does catch him at the line, so the 47 will move up into the top 5.
Doherty trying to run away with this one while he can. Neff in second. Then it's a dogfight for third on back. Long the third has the advantage over Gillette. That's third and fourth. Shamel on the inside for the 5th spot, battling with Cruz and the 50 of Burton.
Well, Long still trying to make it around the 51, and Gillette hasn't quite been able to do it. Oh, he tried to make himself clear, But unfortunately, the 51 was occupying the same space, so he got a little crossed up.
Yeah, that 50, Darren Burton running the 50 truck tonight. Normally that is Mark Palmer, and I had to double check to make sure I wasn't giving it the wrong thing, wrong there, but he must be in the teammate's car there in the truck. So he's running in third, and then I mentioned his name, and he's sideways on the inside line. He'll get out of harm's way. Caution flag flies as we talked too much about him, and then things went bad for the back end of the 50.
Yeah, unfortunately, the back end of that truck trying to pass the front end, which rarely results in anything very good, but looks like, I believe from what I saw, Roger, it looked like a single truck spin. We'll get confirmation, but it looks like he's already going to the back of the field. So
Yeah.
I think he's aware of the situation.
Yeah, it didn't look like there was anyone close enough to that made any any contact there on the back end of that 50.
Well, he probably didn't say much either.
And unfortunately, once again, it seems like Burton either has mechanical failures or he gets himself caught up and maybe kind of shoots himself in the foot, so to speak. And now he's got to go back to the back of the field again and claw his way back up towards the top 5 where that truck seems to finish on a weekly basis.
Yeah, Darren Burton has not had a lack of speed. He's
No.
just had a lack of luck.
A laka-laka. Isn't that in upper New York State?
Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
It's northern Minnesota. It's an Albany expression.
Well, the field will get single file here. Your race director will put them single file, and then we'll get our first opportunity for the Owosso option if it's first time here. Just past the start-finish line, there is an arrow with a box in it. And when we tell the drivers, okay, pick your, we're going to do the pick, you can pick the top lane or the bottom lane, but you don't want to run over that mark, because if you do, then you go to the tail end of the field.
Yeah, and that's bitten quite a few drivers this season. So just getting our lineup squared away. For such big trucks, they do find a way to get all kinds of cattywampus under caution.
Cattywampus is what we do. Brian Doherty, race leader. Gregory Long, the third in second. Oh no, that's not.
No, that
let's
is
see.
that is Greg the third. His truck blew an engine. In one of the most poorly aged posts on Facebook, he posted a picture last night of the engine that was going into his truck. Said, "Now we're going to be fast," and well, now he's borrowing his dad's truck.
Right. So if you're looking at the My Race Pass app, that is incorrect. Jeremy Neff looks to be in that second spot. Gregory Long the third as we're coming by to pick now. And your front two have taken the inside. Make it 3 of the 4 have taken the inside, and Long the third. Well, thank you very much. I'll start outside front row then.
Well, and Long was struggling to get by the 58, so this will make that not a problem. But now Brian Doherty is going to have his hands full. Even though he's not in his truck, that's still a multi-time feature winner and your current points leader outside of that front row. Logan McCaslin shows him the 1-to-go signal, so we'll be going green next time by.
Point standings heading into tonight for the Michigan Paving and Material Trucks. Greg Long the third, as we mentioned, he is your point leader. He also has 4 feature wins on the season. Cameron DeLong, second in points. Brad Rosé, Darren Burton, and Greg Long Jr. are your top 5 heading into tonight's action at Owosso Speedway in the season-long points battle.
All right, safety car pulls into the infield. It's going to be in the hands of Doherty in the 22, Long in the 21. We have 9 laps in, 16 to go here. Michigan Paving All-American Trucks. Caution number 1 coming to an end as the green flag flies.
And immediately we go 3 wide about mid-pack. Then they settle it down about center of 1 and 2 as look who's leading. Greg Long the third is out in front. Here comes Shamo in the 47. He's going to take over that second spot. Doherty looked like he might have hit the brakes a little early going into turn number 3 as he lost that second position.
Well, it's 47. Shamo took a pretty bold peek on the 21 along going into the corner.
I wonder if Shaw got a piece of the concrete there right front, sitting down quite low as he taking his truck to the pits, always blowing fluid all over there in that top line, but well out of harm's way.
All right, battle for third now as the 22 of Brian Doherty tries to fend off a charge from the 7 of Zane Cruz.
amazing. That truck dominated all of last year, and I'll tell you what, competition has stepped up this season. That 7 not nearly as dominant as it was a year ago.
All right, well, this time by will be at the halfway point, 13 down, 12 to go, as Long leads over Joe Schamel, and now Zane Cruz jumping up into the 3rd spot.
So Cruz will lead that second group, and actually he's going to pull away from Doherty rather quickly as he exited turn number 2. Wilcox, remember, he's going for that extra money. He just found himself in the 5th position as he's battling, being challenged rather by Cameron DeLong, who's going to take a peek to the inside, can't get it done.
Yeah, Wilcox up to 5th, started 17th on the grid for this race and has been putting in the work to move up through the field. Coming this time by to 10 laps to go as Wilcox works on Doherty to move up into 4th.
You know, it's one thing to go out there in practice and be able to hit your marks. It's another one to have to race these competitors using the same marks you're probably using. You got to get around them, and right now Wilcox slowly biding his time and getting back into the top 5. He's going to take over the 4th position here momentarily from Doherty as they come by the front straightaway.
And these aren't made for racing type of machines these guys are in. These are 4,000+ pound pickup trucks that they're throwing around this track, and at a pretty high rate of speed, mind you.
Long by himself, Schamel in the 2nd spot, then Cruz alone in 3rd, while Wilcox leads that 2nd group with DeLong, Doherty, Rizet, and Dvorak in the 72. That's Michael Dvorak.
Yeah, the 67 to Jason Dvorak out there took a huge hit in our Destruction Overload event on Sunday. Got caught in the intersection of our trailer race.
Oh, the 79 way sideways. He's been trying to lose it for about a lap and a half in that Hamilton's Auto Detailing number 79. But Burton has not recovered since that incident. He's still sitting at the back of the field.
Yeah, he's gotten past the 66, but really has not been able to make much movement, and really is at risk of getting lapped here in the next couple laps as we come to 5 to go. Greg Long, the 3rd, still leading. Joe Schamel 2nd. Zane Cruz 3rd. Ooh, Cameron DeLong drove right into the back of the 67 of Mark Wilcox. Wilcox able to recover.
Oh boy, another one dirt tracking it out of 4, that Dvorak machine, that 69 that Chris you were talking about earlier on. But here come your leaders out of 4. Schamel within about 2 truck lengths from that back bumper of your race leader as we're inside 5 to go.
Yeah, Mark Wilcox right now fastest on the track, running in the 4th position. Unfortunately, if he wants to have anything to say about the finish of this one, he'll probably need a caution. And even then, it might still be a little bit tight. But now Cameron DeLong, the 95, working back to the inside of the 67 of Wilcox.
Joe Schamel needs to take advantage of the lap traffic as the 66 will get out of harm's way. That's Charlie Boone. They're going to come down, 2 to go this time around for Long. And boy, it's Schamel having the problem getting around the lap traffic that time.
Yeah, the 66 of Boone not really given a ton of room there, but down the back straightaway, Long, the 3rd, leads as Schamel tries to reel him in, but doesn't look like there's going to be much time left as the white flag is out. 1 lap to go. Darren Burton pulls off over in turn number 2, ending his race a lap early. In the meantime, they head down the back straightaway for the final time. Greg Long, the 3rd, leads. Joe Schamel sails it off into turn number 3. Not going to be able to make it happen, though. Checkered flag is out, 5th time this season for Greg Long, the 3rd. Joe Schamel comes home in 2nd. Zane Cruz 3rd. Mark Wilcox 4th. Cameron DeLong will finish in the 5th position. As they continue to make it back to the line, Brad Rizet comes home 6th. Michael Dvorak 7th. Brian Doherty 8th. Ricky Gillette 9th. And Charles Hamilton completes your top 10. All right. So they will come to victory lane. Greg Long, the 3rd, and his team will meet up there, and they'll have a quick word with our very own Roger Williams.
this guy does is win, win, and win. As Gregory Long III comes out of this truck winning feature number 5. It'll be his 5th Owosso Speedway checkered flag, courtesy of Top Speed Motorsports and TSM Graphics. As he'll get a cold drink of water. Doesn't matter what he sets behind the wheel of, he finds his way to victory lane. Here's your checker flag. We're going to bring you a little bit over here so we can get you on camera. Greg, well, you had a lot of trials and tribulations this week and got behind the wheel of Dan's truck, and boy, you just showed him that this car can, or this truck can get to the front.
Yeah, well, if nobody knows, we blew the truck up the last race, and then we tried putting a motor in, but we kind of had to rush it because we were running out of time. And we put a motor in and blew it up on Wednesday, so then my dad's like, well, you can either drive my truck, which isn't as fast as yours and doesn't handle as well, or you can drive yours. So we decided to throw another motor in, and it blew up today in practice. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to run your truck, Dad. And he's like, okay. And I said, we'll get it handling. It might just take a few practice sessions.
Well, obviously it did very well. 5 feature wins this season. Did you think you'd have that many when you started the season up?
You know, I really didn't expect to win one. I just wanted to be consistent and keep up in the points championship, but they're coming they're hard, but they're coming.
Well, a lot of people had their hands on this truck all week long to make sure that you get the victory. Why don't you go ahead and thank everybody?
First of all, I'd like to thank my dad. You know, he didn't have to let me run his truck. He's running for points, too, and decided to drop back. I'm leading points, so he stepped back. Then my mom, because she talked my dad into it. My dad would have never let it happen if it wasn't for her. I'd like to thank a lot of people. I'd like to thank Remax Select, Jim Miller, The Smoke Shop, Mitch Manuel, Law Services, Steve's Auto, and, of course, Extreme Indoor Kart Racing. Go there and run some karts in Clio, Michigan. It's a blast.
Congratulations. Hey, enjoy the rest of the show.
Oh, thank you. Everybody enjoy this 100-lapper coming up. It should be a blast.
All right, how about one more time? Gregory Long III picking up feature win number 5 in your Michigan Paving and Materials All-American Trucks.
All right, Valley Truck Center Modifieds, 50 laps coming up. We'll release the safety truck and release the dogs.
I was going to say release the hounds. Is that what we're going to do?
Well, we did just lose Richard Simmons, so the Richard Simmons robot could be in tow at any point.
Well, here comes your field, Chris.
All right, your lineup as they hit the track. We're going to be looking at Buddy Gray in the 24 starting on pole. Outside of him will be the 31 of Jason Parrish. Inside the next row, the 3-car of Alex Donnert. In the 95 is going to be Dominique Van Weeringen. In the 1J, that's Jeremy Jaraneski, and outside of him, the reigning Rookie of the Year, the 36 of Billy Luckhurst. Tim Ryan in the red, white, and blue, number 22, will be inside of the next row with the 20 of Tim Lahar to his outside. Then your current points leader in the orange, number 22, is going to be Aaron Taylor. Scheduled to start outside of him from Marysville, Ohio, and the number 7 is Dawson Null. Looks like Dawson not going to answer the call. Inside of the next row will be the 62 of Stephen Pelkey. Oh, there he comes. Then the 61 of Brad Springer, former Midwest Modified Tour champion. 555 of Dale Spencer starting lucky number 13 with Randy Jaraneski in the 141 to his outside. Nathan Jordan, regular at the Angola Motorsport Speedway in the number 9, starts 15th with former 3-time track champion Scott Clifford in the 86. Making his Owosso Speedway debut in the number 23 is Dayton Zink, followed by the number 2 of Rich Eady. In the back row, the number 51 of Ron Hart debuting his new car tonight, and the 559 late arrival Damian Lytle. 20 cars, 50 laps, Valley Truck Center Modifieds getting ready to kick off.
All right, folks. Next time by will be your parade lap for your Valley Truck Center Modifieds. And get your hands up and give an Owosso wave as they get ready to go 50 for the Modifieds. Come on, give them a wave, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Buddy Gray in the 24, Jason Parrish in the 31. Two very accomplished modified drivers will sit at the front of the field. Logan McCaslin at the ready with the green flag. Coming out of turn number 4, green flag is out. We are underway.
Those modifieds rumble into turns 1 and 2. Bud Gray gets the early advantage as Jason Parrish up to the second spot. I believe Jason picked up the win at Springport just about a week ago. Looking to move on that momentum with a win here tonight at Owosso Speedway, right now in the runner-up position.
And it is a very hectic start to this one, as it looks like everyone's trying to scramble to get to the bottom. Right now, your top 3 nose to tail: Buddy Gray, Jason Parrish, Dominique Van Wieringen. Right behind them, the first battle on the track for 4th, the 3 of Alex Donnert trying to fend off the 36 of Billy Luckhurst.
And both those drivers feeling pretty confident going into tonight's action. Right now battling for that 4th spot. Still a lot of race to go, but they have high hopes for a good finish here tonight.
And 2 by 2 there for the 5th position now as Jeremy Jaraneski dives underneath the 36 of Billy Luckhurst. He'll take that 5th position as we get back to the line.
Jaraneski really needs to have a good finish of the day. Didn't have a good start to the day. I understand he lost a lot of notes earlier, and was that somebody else?
Nope, that was him.
Yes.
He very first practice session went out. His whole notebook went flying. And already clicked away the first 5 laps. Buddy Gray leads in the 24. He's trying to fend off a charge from the 31 of Jason Parrish.
Parrish took a look going on at turn number 2. Couldn't do anything with it. He's trying to get to that inside of Gray, but Gray too strong as the front 3 have pulled away. Dominic Van Wieringen back there in the 3rd spot. And then it's Donnert and Jaraneski battling for 4th and 5th. Luckhurst behind them. Then it's a pair of double deuces with Tim Ryan and Aaron Taylor.
Well, Roger, Jaraneski, last time the modifieds were here, really looked like he had the race in hand. Caught an unlucky caution, and that allowed Aaron Taylor to get by and take the victory away. But Jaraneski, really a driver that is in waiting for his first victory of the season, has ran well all year long, and right now challenging the 3-car of Alex Donnert to try to move up into that 4th position.
Yeah, one of those drivers that's come a long way here in the last year. Of course, he was a champion up north at Kenworth, and trying to really make a name for himself down here in the lower mitten. And yeah, he was not one I had in the top 5 at the beginning of the season, but he's shown he's a quick learner, and he's been getting himself some pretty good point nights.
Well, Aaron Taylor moves around his uncle Tim Ryan to move up a position.
Ron Hart had a Code Brown moment out of turn 4 in his rookie race.
Yeah, he just picked up this car earlier this week from Bubba Brooks. It was the 43 car up until about a couple days ago. His first outing in the 51, just trying to get his feet wet as he prepares for the Hot Shoe 100 coming up in a few weeks.
And Buddy Gray is somehow pulled away from this field. We got problems over in turn 4.
Yeah, I believe that's the 22 of Tim Ryan facing the wrong way over in turn number 4. That'll draw our first caution here on lap number 12.
Well, he was running roughly about the 8th position.
Yeah, he had a great qualifying performance. His best of the season, qualified 3rd.
Yeah, Tim Lahar qualified 2nd, and Aaron Taylor was your fast qualifier tonight with a 15.288. Tim Lahar 2nd, quick with a 15.290. So 2 1,000ths of a second separating 1st and 2nd in time trials earlier today. Aaron Taylor, of course, leading the points in our Valley Truck Center Modifieds. Leading the way with 404 points and 3 feature wins. Tim Lahar with 1 feature, and he's 46 points back. Then Jaraneski He's just 81 points back with Billy Luckhurst and Dave McManus, who is missed last week and tonight, deciding to focus on that Outlaw Super Late model for the Hammer Series. Still holding on to 5th in the point standings. Well, I'm wondering if Luckhurst may have been the issue here, as I see him dropping to the tail end of the field. And we'll see where Tim Ryan will fall in line here on the front straightaway as Luckhurst goes to the back.
Yeah, you're correct, Roger. The 36 of Billy Luckhurst was the caution car. Unfortunately, he'll tumble to the back of the field while running in the 7th position before the caution. I believe we started 20. We're down to 19 at the moment. The 86 of Scott Clifford, we lost 2 laps ago. Otherwise, I believe we have the remaining 19 still on track. Your leader led every lap so far, the 24 of Buddy Gray. In second is the 31 of Jason Parrish as the field chooses. And so far going exactly like you'd expect, inside, outside, pretty much all the way back. So right now they'll restart 24 Gray, 31 Parrish, 95 Van Wieringen, 3 Donner, 1 Jaraneski, 22 Taylor, 22 Ryan, 20 Lahar. That'll be your first 4 rows. And the 62 of Pelkey and the 7 of Dawson Null will be your final top 10 starter here with 38 laps remaining as we work the conclusion of caution number 1 here for the Valley Truck Center Modifieds.
Logan McCaslin gives them the 1 to go signal. That will also let our pace driver know, hey, I need to get into the infield or else I'm going to get run over unless I plan on running some laps. But
abandoned ship.
I believe Rex probably put the chip on that so he won't be able to get the RPMs he needs to be competitive in this race.
That's what usually happens when you put your brother in your car.
Here we go. Green flag is out. Now, boy, Parrish got a good jump there, but they're still side by side. Center 1 and 2. Buddy Gray now with the advantage down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Parrish. Oh, they make contact. Parrish nearly loses the back end. Donnered up in the 3rd groove. He's going to give up 3 or 4 spots now as he gets muscled out.
Yeah, he was anticipating that car was going to be sideways in front of him. He went up into the gray area, and yeah, that knocked him well outside the top 5. He might be struggling just to hold on to 10th now as he's back behind Pelkey's number 62. Parrish seems off the pace now.
Yeah, it looked like a pretty significant hit between the 31 of Parrish and the 24 of Gray. Looks like Parrish is struggling to hang on now as the 95 of Van Wieringen is going to capitalize.
Yeah, Parrish waving that arm out the window. He's trying to make his way to the pit area. Damage on that Parrish machine, and that's going to knock him out of this one early after that contact with Gray on that first lap back to green.
Well, Van Wieringen going to hold on to 2nd place right now, but she is quickly under assault from the 22 of Aaron Taylor and the 1 of Jaraneski.
Boy, I'll tell you what, he doesn't do anything flashy, but Taylor just picks them off one by one. And right now he sits in 3rd. Now Van Wieringen goes up the track in the 95, opens the door, and there it goes, Taylor in the 22. So Wieringen now back to 3rd. Jaraneski's going to take advantage of the opening. They touch just a little as they come out of 4.
Yeah, Taylor was the one that beat Jaraneski last time the modifieds are out. I think he just said, you know what, I'm just going to sit back and see what it is that you're doing. And he follows suit, and looks like Tim Ryan going to follow suit as well inside of the 95 as Van Wieringen getting shuffled out of the top 5 here.
Wow, Aaron Taylor picked up 0.4 of a second on your race leader as he is on his way to the front. Gray's time may be numbered at the front of this field. Boy, Lahar getting shoved down to the infield almost as Wieringen trying to get to that inside line.
20 in, 30 to go. Gray leads. Taylor in 2nd and closing. Jaraneski 3rd. Ryan 4th. Van Wieringen 5th for now, but she's got the 20 of Tim Lahar all over her back bumper.
Boy, Donnert, nice recovery. He was about the 11th spot after that almost incident. He's up to the, the 7th spot right now in that number 3.
Well, Roger, at the front of the field, Aaron Taylor's now gotten to the back bumper. The 24 of Buddy Gray takes a peek to the inside off of turn 2, but Gray shuts the door.
Well, Taylor could sit back and just wait to see if Buddy makes a mistake with still a lot of time left on the clock, but he may look to the top side. At least he flirted with it going down the back straightaway. He's going to try it again in 3 and 4. Let's see if that high side works for the Orange 22.
Well, once again, Gray shuts the door on him. Taylor looked like he was going to attempt the switchback, but unfortunately the 24 had that move covered. Taylor gives him a little tap of the bumper, heading off into turn number 3. Gray gets a little wide on exit of turn 4. Taylor was right there. Gray's going to give him room on the bottom. It's going to be a drag race down to turn 3.
Oh, so far, Buddy Gray's winning that drag race into turn number 3. Taylor's still there by about a bumper. While they're doing that, Jaroneski's catching them in car number 1.
Yeah, Jeremy Jaroneski got to be loving what he's seeing. These two up front are getting a little bit chippy with each other, and he's sitting there back at third, a safe distance back, trying to capitalize. But now Aaron Taylor gets underneath the 24 Gray. He'll take the lead as we come out of turn number 4. New leader here on lap 27.
Top 3 knows the tail, as now they work the east side of the speedway with Taylor your new leader. Gray in second, Jaroneski third.
Ooh, the back end
Oh,
slides
no.
out on the 24. Jaroneski going to capitalize off of turn 4 to the inside.
Well, you got to think maybe there's some damage on the backside of that 24 from the earlier incident with Parrish, and maybe it's starting to catch up with them as that car suddenly seeming a lot more loose than it had been early on.
Well, Jaroneski had a season high finish of third back on the 29th. Runs in the second spot right now. And while he's not exactly eating away at the gap, Taylor is not running away with it.
Oh, Luckhurst spins back straight away.
Yeah, Billy Luckhurst goes around. That'll draw the caution here on lap 30.
And I was just about to say, you know, we still have 20 left, and I would think there'd be at least one more caution in them. And boy, I didn't even get a chance to say it when Luckhurst took a lazy slide. It almost looked like he was on the binders, that maybe something was going on in front of him, but just the way he was working his way out of 2 led me to believe that might have been the case, but
yeah, I
didn't see it.
Yeah, I did not catch that one until he was already spun.
And if he is deemed at fault, it would be his second infraction, and you get one free, you get one mulligan, and if you use them both out, then you have to go to the pits. But it looks like Luckhurst may be stepping back in the line, where it looks like we're going to lose. Looks like we're going to lose a car. Looks like Nathan Jordan, the car that's heading to the pits, and Luckhurst moving back into his spot. Now I'm not certain that's the call or not. I'm just calling it as I see it on the speedway at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like they're in the midst of reviewing it. Right now we sit 30 in, 20 to go. Aaron Taylor leading, took the lead. Oh, just a few laps ago, it feels like. Jaroneski runs in the second spot. Buddy Gray has fallen back to third as we work our second caution here. We're less 3 cars at the moment. The 86 is Scott Clifford, 31 and Jason Parrish. And now the 9 and Nathan Jordan also heading pit side.
Now, for those of you that do not know, we have static cameras around this racing facility that we can go back and take a look at. or zoom in, and that's what we're doing right now. It looks like a camera that's located right by the flag stand that is devoted to turn number 2 is what they're taking a peek at. So multiple camera views. We're not using the view that you may be seeing on YouTube at this moment.
We're not even using the view that you may be seeing from your seat in the grandstands.
Sounds like the high side trucking number 36 of Luckhurst is going to be assessed with that second caution, and that will unfortunately knock him out of this one early. And we mentioned he's running 4th in the points. I guess the good news is David McManus is the one behind him and immediately behind him in points, so that may or may not hurt Billy's bid to keep him top 5 as far as a season-long battle for points.
Yeah, either way, a tough call there as the 36 unfortunately has to exit the track, so he'll add to our list of retirements from this one. 30 in, 20 to go, and it looks like we're going to pick this time.
Aaron Taylor, your leader. Jeremy Jaraneski in second. Bud Gray in third. Tim Ryan, Tim Lahar, Dominic Van Weeringen, and Alex Darnert, your top 7. Then Null, Lytle, and Pelkey, your top 10.
Donnert's going to get a couple free spots there as the 20 of Lahar and the 95 of Van Weeringen both choose the inside line, so he'll leapfrog Van Weeringen. He'll restart outside row 3. Dawson Null falls in line behind him outside of the 95 of Van Weeringen. How about Damian Lytle in the 559? Made it here late, did not get any laps on that car. He's running up in the 9th spot right now.
Yeah, he's past half the field, just a little less than half the race to go. So I think that's some pretty good numbers for that High Side Trucking 559, and maybe we'll see him in the mix for the checkered flag at the end of this one.
We still got 20 laps to find out. Safety car pulls off into the infield, and it's going to be Taylor and Jaraneski. This feels like a replay of last time.
It does. Feels a lot. Has a lot of feeling of last week in it. As the field gets set to rumble out of Ford back to the green flag, 20 to go.
Well, Taylor got a significantly better restart there. Oh, Tim Ryan tried to stick his nose in that battle. Unfortunately, gets the one of Jaraneski a little upset, and he'll lose second to the 24 of Buddy Gray.
Opens the door for Tim Lahar as well, but Jaraneski able to find an opening as Dawson Null well off the pace. Looks like he's going to pull that black number 7 pit side.
Yeah, tough break for the Marysville, Ohio driver. He'll exit the Speedway, and boy, it is getting tight from second on back.
Van Weeringen about lifted the rear wheels of Ryan's 22 as they were in turn number 4. Now the battle is for second. Jaraneski inside Bud Gray. Here they come.
Yeah, Jaraneski will have the spot back at the line. Buddy Gray relegated back to 3rd. And Tim Lahar sees the door open, wants to walk through himself, but Buddy Gray closes the door.
All that going on while Taylor pulls away over a 1.5 second advantage. I bet it's going to be more than that next time by. And indeed, he stretches it out another 0.2 of a second. 1.7 seconds separating the 22 of Aaron Taylor and the 1 of Jeremy Jaraneski.
35 in, 15 to go as Taylor gets back to the line.
Everybody's swirling behind Lahar's 20. The 20 got punted by the 22, and Dominique Van Weeringen had no place to go. She got in the back end of Ryan as well. That's interesting, and there's a little bit of smoke coming out of Lahar's machine.
Yeah, I wonder if maybe a tire rub or something. Looks like that left rear quarter is bent in a little bit.
It's just on exit to the corner, exit of the corner, and it bottled everybody up. Caution, the rookie around in turn 2.
Yeah, defending street stock track champion Ron Hart sits facing the wrong way over in turn number 2.
It looks like we might lose Randy Jaraneski's 141. He's way up on the high side, which is usually an indication.
Oh, he's
tapping.
Yeah, he's tapping on his roof, so the 141 of Randy Jaraneski taking responsibility for that one. When the drivers are involved in a scrap, if one of the drivers wants to do the sporting maneuver there, they'll reach out the window and tap on the roof of their car. That indicates that they're taking responsibility for the incident.
And
so
it'd be tougher for them to tap on the roof of the car they thought was responsible.
Yes, that is true. So Jaraneski moves to the back of the field, and 51 of Ron Hart will get his spot back. He was running, looks like he'll be running 13th once that all shakes out. Of course, that is pre-shoes.
Now, this is the last opportunity for, no, this is not the last opportunity. Never mind. Next week, the Midwest Modified Tour will be here, and then that would be their last opportunity before we get to the big hot shoe weekend here on August 10th. Over 60-plus drivers registered in the modified division for that big event. You won't want to miss it. Coming up the weekend of the 10th, the 9th, and the 10th. And then the 11th is a destruction night. Oh, boy, that's a 3-way. I really picked a bad day to work a parade.
Yeah.
I picked a bad weekend.
All right, well, Jaraneski makes the interesting maneuver to choose the inside line once again, so that puts Buddy Gray back outside of the front row. 14 laps remaining here, 36 in the books. Logan McCaslin gives him the 1-to-go signal. It's Taylor, Gray, Jaraneski, Lahar, Taylor, Donner, Van Weeringen, Lytle, your first 4 rows. as we get ready to go back racing here for what's hopefully just the final 14 laps of this one.
Boy, again, Donnert really doing a nice job clawing himself back into this one outside of row number 3. About where he was when he had his incident, and he's come back to it.
Boy, Aaron Taylor is awfully good on those restarts. He fires off 24 of Buddy Gray, able to get down in front of the 1 of Jaraneski to stake a claim on second spot. Oh, Tim Lahar in the 20 had a bit of a moment there on the outside of Jaraneski. Oh no, Jaraneski goes around. Taylor, or Ryan piles in. Randy Jaraneski catches a piece of it. Stephen Pelkey, and there's another car facing the wrong way down there, Roger.
Well, I'm wondering if there was some sort of message there between the 20 and the 1 there. They had gotten together in a turn 4, and all of a sudden things went sideways literally in turn number 1. We'll have to, of course, our call always unofficial. We'll wait and see what that call is going to be. They're going to take a quick look at this, but takes out a number of competitors and takes out all of the Jaraneskis as Jeremy climbing out of his car, obviously not very happy as he sits here, and of course takes out Ryan as well in the 22 car.
Yeah, Ryan unfortunately not really anywhere to go as that one played out. But yeah, Jaraneski has been a top contender the last 2 weeks and has unfortunately not had anything to hang his hat on the way out.
I think that other car might be Damian Lytle that we can't see. And you see Jeremy Jaraneski pointing at Tim Lahar, not real happy with the goings on here. He may or may not have a beef with that. Like I said, they were crowding each other in turn 4, and then they got to the next corner, and
yeah, things definitely
messages were given.
Definitely got a little chippy there. So waiting on the call from race control. We'll see what happens there.
Oh, actually, it was the 20. Maybe it was the 23. No, it was the.
Yeah, it looks like it might have been the 23 at Dayton Zink facing the wrong way.
So at some point we lost Damian Lytle then. And we got another car here stopped on the front straightaway.
There's Damian. He's there behind Donnert. Can't tell. I believe that's the 2 of Rich Eady stopped on the front stretch.
Yep, that's definitely Eady there on the front straightaway. Yep,
so we're just trying to survey the scene here, see what remains of this one. Bit of a parking lot right there over in turn number 2.
Well, coming up in just a little while will be our big 100 lap main event for the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Models. And it's brought to you by Michigan Kenworth. Because in the world of Outlaw Super Late Models, the Owosso 500 race series with the Reveal the Hammer series thrives. Quality shows all made possible by Michigan Kenworth. Michigan Kenworth, with 6 locations across the state, is the ultimate destination for medium and heavy-duty commercial trucks. Under the trusted Kenworth brand, they dominate the Michigan territory. The CSM Truck Network, part of Michigan Kenworth, is the lone statewide commercial truck dealer group offering a convenient one-stop full-service experience. Michigan Kenworth's phenomenal growth is no coincidence. They prioritize too, by the way. Prioritize customers with fair dealings and a customer-centric approach, setting them apart. Backed by CSM Companies, Michigan Kenworth provides exceptional product support and end-to-end solutions covering rentals, leasing, financing, parts, and service support. 45-plus industry years, Michigan Kenworth is a top North American Kenworth dealer, 3-time Kenworth Dealer of the Year award recipient. From Class 5 to Class 8 trucks, Michigan Kenworth delivers quality performance and a smooth ride. They're the world's best for a reason. Discover other convenient locations, including Wisconsin Kenworth, Sailing Kenworth, French Ellison Truck Center, and 3 Florida locations. Michigan Kenworth, where quality meets customer satisfaction. Experience excellence in every mile you drive. So thank you to Michigan Kenworth for their support of the Owosso 500 race series.
And their second year as the entitlement sponsor of this series, which is very much appreciated.
Yes, absolutely, and a big reason why you're seeing this, the Outlaw Super Late Model is coming back to life from some very, very rough years of maybe saturation or just a high, seeing purses that make it worth building cars for.
Yeah, exactly. The cost of the car has really started to outpace what the race is paid to win. And I think we're seeing less races overall across the landscape, but we're seeing a lot more higher paying races.
And the big thing is the start money. You know,
Yeah.
That's the big thing. I mean, one winner, yeah, is going to make a lot of money, but if you can spread that money throughout the field and your starters at least coming close to breaking even with tires and fuel and getting to the track and whatnot, that makes a big difference as well.
Yeah, I mean, this is a hobby for a lot of these drivers, but at the very end, it's hard to justify a hobby when you know you're going to lose a lot of money just leaving the driveway.
Exactly.
So good to see Outlaw Super Late Model Racing coming back and a lot of big marquee events as well, and 5 of them are right here at the Owosso Speedway.
And frankly, there's a lot of very talented drivers that get an opportunity to finally get some spotlight that Michigan maybe has sorely lacked over the years. I mean, beyond just a template type late model car.
Yeah, these Outlaws are, I don't know if it's fair to call them a Michigan creation, but I think Michigan's where they're most prominent. And it's nice to see this type of racing. And lucky enough, here at the Owosso Speedway, we get to see super late model racing of all shapes and forms. We have the Outlaws and a couple races with the template super late models. And one of which is coming up in just a few weeks, the Michigan 200 for the ASA Stars National Tour. That'll be here on August 17th, and then on Wednesday, September 11th, the UARA National Tour. 2 different flavors of Outlaw, or not Outlaw, but template super late models.
So please mark those on your calendar. Like Chris said, the ASA Stars Michigan 200 on August 17th. That's actually coming up pretty quick. That's about 4 weeks from today. And then another Wednesday show for us. This one is the rescheduled race that we had originally on June 15th. We moved it to September 11th. It's a Wednesday night show here at Owosso Speedway. I would assume race time on that would probably be 7 o'clock, but put that on your calendar for some big events. That first time we'll see the UARA National Tour here at Owosso Speedway, as well as the ASA Tour. At least the first time in a long time.
Yeah, yes, quite a long time.
Looks like we've got one more vehicle to remove. So that kind of changes some stuff here. Taylor's still your leader. Gray in second. And then I believe Donnert will move up to third if the 20 is the caution vehicle. Right now he's still sitting third on the track. And Lahar getting that word now, so you see him stepping out of, well, I thought he was stepping out of line. So Donnert will move up to third, Lytle to fourth, fifth, Dominic Van Wieringen, then Brad Springer, Dale Spencer, going to end up with a good finish here. He's going to be pretty happy with an opportunity at a top 10. Same with Ron Hart in the 51, and then Dayton Zink.
Yeah, we have a few Owosso Speedway debutantes here tonight that will get pretty good.
Speaking of debutantes, there's Rex Wheeler standing right behind us. So one of us is being let go.
Well, Roger, it's been fun working with you.
Well,
All right, well, the 20 of Lahar will take his spot up at the back of the field. Good news for him, Roger, with the chaos here in the last couple laps. That's still only 10th position.
Yeah, there's only going to be 5 rows once they get started. So, yeah, it's not going to be a major. It takes him, possibly takes him out of an opportunity for a win, but he's still going to at least keep himself in second in the points, because with Jarneski out, Luckhurst out, McManus not here, the only cars out there that are in the top 5 for points is your leader, and then Tim Lahar.
Yeah, so he won't lose ground on the rest of the field, but he also won't make up any ground on Taylor. It looks like a lot can still happen in 13 laps. And that's what we have left right now, 13 to go. 37 laps in the books.
And do want to take a moment to thank our division sponsor, Valley Freightliner, located in Cleveland. Valley Freightliner, renowned for their exceptional range of medium and heavy duty trucks. With over 20 years of experience, Valley Freightliner, a trusted name in the industry. They offer Freightliner and Western Star products, including the Freightliner M2 SD series and the all-new 10 mile per hour, or 10 mile per hour. That would be a very slow haul. Miles per gallon estimated Cascadia Evolution. Their lineup also includes Western Star trucks like the 4700, 4800, 4900, and 6900 models. Conveniently situated off I-480 and Tideman Road in Parma, Ohio, Valley Freightliner is ready to serve all your vehicle needs. Their certified and experienced staff, along with their extensive service and parts departments, ensure top-notch customer service. Visit Valley Freightliner's new location or explore their offerings online at valleyfreightlinertruck.com. Their website is accessible 24/7, or to get in touch, call 888-560-8782. Again, Valley Freightliner, the proud sponsor of the modified division here at Owosso Speedway. Well, you never want to see the flatbed out for anyone.
Got to turn the mic on if you want to talk.
Well, I've learned that some of my funniest bits are when my microphone's off and I'm home alone in the dark.
My dog thinks I'm funny.
Yeah.
But yes, the flatbed having a rollout here for the 22 at Tim Ryan. Had a best night of the year. Qualified third. Looked to be running in a pretty good spot, but unfortunately, anytime the night ends on the rollback, it's not a good one.
Yeah, doesn't matter where you were at before it happened. It's back to the drawing board once you get it on the trailer and take it back home.
And that car's had a pretty good run of things this season.
Yes.
That car picked up a feature win down at the Springport Mid-Michigan Speedway a few weeks back. And once we get that one loaded up, I believe we'll be able to clear the track and get back underway. As they remain, 22 of Aaron Taylor is your leader, 24 of Buddy Gray second, Alex Donnard third in the 3-car. Damian Lytle started dead last, 20th, up to the 4th position in the 559. 95 of Dominique Van Wieringen in 5th, then the 61 of Brad Springer, 555 of Dale Spencer, 51 of Ron Hart, and 23 of Dayton Zink, and then the 20 of Tim Lahar. So that is your remaining field. If you didn't hear your favorite in that top 10, unfortunately, they are probably done for the night. Amongst those that have unfortunately ended their night, Tim Ryan in the 22, Stephen Pelkey at the 62, Randy Jaraneski in the 141, Rich Eady in the 2, Dawson Knoll in the 7, Nathan Jordan in the 9, Billy Luckhurst in the 36, 31 of Jason Parrish, 86 of Scott Clifford, and the 1 of Jeremy Jaraneski. Unfortunately, their night comes to an end here prematurely, as we have 13 laps remaining here, Valley Truck Center Modifieds.
And we got some birthdays to, oh, and this one's very important because I'm going to guess he probably forgot to buy her something for her birthday. So happy birthday, Tanya May.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, Tanya's birthday is tomorrow, and so Neil's probably running to Meijer right now, or Walmart, to get something. Because I bet he's like, oh, goodness, it's race day, I forgot my wife's birthday.
Oh,
so happy birthday, Tanya May. And Tracy Raleigh, birthday yesterday. So happy birthday to Tracy Raleigh.
And one more. I'm trying to pull it up here real quick. Mandy Lahar turning 13 today. So happy birthday, Mandy. And Lily Kelly, who will be out here for our Sport Compact, she's turning 18. And her birthday wish was to compete in a race, so she'll be making her debut in the Flory Crane Rental Sport Compacts later tonight. All right, we're choosing this time. And doesn't look like anything too unexpected. So get ready to go these final 13 laps.
That's an ominous number.
Well, we've been lucky so far. So.
Well, found something that shouldn't be on the back. And at least it's not a raccoon, because that seems to have been the thing this past week at a couple of racetracks. One being out Marshalltown dirt track, and then Tri-City last night had a raccoon wandering on the fences. As car at a stop here on the front straightaway as well. I believe that will be the 51 machine.
I will say that's one advantage to adding the wall around the back stretch of the track is we have far less encounters with wildlife here at the Owosso Speedway.
Well, the poor raccoon at Marshalltown was on the fence, on top of the fence, didn't know which way to go. He was on the crowd side of the fence, but he was at the very top, and the cars were racing, and he was just hanging on, wondering what to do.
Oh, Ron Hart comes to a stop. So his debut in this modified, he has raced a modified before, but his first outing in his own modified looks like that may be coming to an end.
Now he knows how much the miles per gallon is with that one.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the problem.
Ain't got no gas in it.
He's using Bubba's fuel, and it's all out.
Well, Hart gets the friendly shove off at turn number 2, and then there were 9. So 13 laps or last car standing, whichever comes first.
Yeah, that may very well be. As again, it's going to be Taylor and Gray bringing them to the green flag. The M&K Truck Center restart zone. They pick up the pace. We're green flag.
Taylor once again a great restart. Damian Lytle was moving on the outside, had to check up as the 24 was not where he expected. So that's going to help Donnert in the 3 car maintain his 3rd position as Lytle falls in line behind.
I don't think that any time that Orange 22 has been on the front row, he has lost a restart over the last few weeks. Just been dominant in the M&K Truck Center restart zone, and he begins to pull away. Bud Gray by himself in second. Oh, car got...
Oh, no, something broke on the 23 at Dayton Zinc. Looks like some suspension pieces dragging there on the left front. That'll draw the caution.
Lahar involved too. So something happened between those two. It looks like maybe some contact on the front straightaway or ran out of room on the track. I don't know. There's some damage on the right rear of the 20 machine. Oh, you can see he got a piece of the concrete as well, the right side. He's lost a spring, he lost a rubber.
Well, Lahar gonna head pit side. Looks like
not
Dayton
all of his
Zinc.
parts did.
Yeah. Well, most of the 20 cars gonna head pit side.
Oh, it's springtime at Owosso. And the birds are out.
Well, usually the birds get quiet when racing starts.
Oh, I want to talk about those birds.
Oh, not the ones that are camped out in the,
Right.
in the air conditioner?
Well, you might be on to something when you said the last one standing.
Yeah, we were at 9. I believe we'll be left with 7 now.
Taylor, Gray, Donnert, Lytle, Von Wieringen, Springer, and Spencer. And this is going to be probably a career finish for Dale in that car. He has had nothing but bad luck with that machine, trying to find speed in that car.
All right.
Well, I would assume they will probably pick the next time by. And really, it's coming down.
There's not going to be many options left.
That's right. That's right. High, low, or just to the pits. Seven cars for 11 laps. We weren't running heat races, and we got about a heat race field here as Taylor takes the inside, Gray top side, Donner inside, Lytle inside, or outside, Van Wieringen inside, Springer top side, and Spencer says, I'll watch you six run side by side because I don't have a dance partner.
All dressed up, nowhere to go.
Yeah, Why I stopped wearing dresses.
That's probably a good idea for multiple reasons. I don't think you have the legs for it, if we're being honest.
I don't. I don't.
At least hit a tanning bed or something. My God. All right. 11 laps to go now. Field got the one to go signal that time. It's Taylor, Gray, Donner, Lytle, Van Wieringen, Springer, and Spencer. And that's it.
I just wondered where our pace vehicle is doing. I'm not paying attention, apparently.
Oh, maybe a car up in the chute.
So we'll see who is going to appear. It will be the 23 of Zink.
Yeah, so Dayton Zink will tag on to the back of this one. Still on the lead lap.
So you could say he threw everything at the car, including the kitchen sink.
I don't.
That was a stretch?
That one will have to go under review.
All right. We'll have a meeting about it Monday and we'll talk about it.
All right. Now the field gets the one to go signal.
Oh, my goodness.
Unlike that fake one to go signal that almost got me fired.
Yeah.
All right. Taylor and Gray. Feel like we've heard this one before. We'll see how it goes.
We've amped this one up numerous times. Will it come to fruition?
Well, I think after about 7 restarts next to each other, I think Gray was a little more anticipatory of that one. Doesn't lose as much ground to the 22 as he did last time. As we come to 10 to go now, back at the line.
Boy, Donner was able to get on that gas a lot quicker in turn number 3, forcing Lytle back to the 4th spot where he's greeted with a battle with Dominique Van Wieringen. That's your only side-by-side battle, and it's for 4th spot.
Inside of 10 to go now. Taylor continuing to gap the field as now Lytle and Van Wieringen best battle on the track, only battle on the track, and that one's settled now. The 95 of Van Wieringen gets up ahead of the 559 of Lytle.
Lytle wanting to run a little bit higher line than the rest of the field, and you might lose another spot for him, wondering if that car's a little ill handling. Here comes Donner, took a look to the inside of Buddy Gray. This is a battle for the 2nd spot now.
Yeah, Donner just the 2nd week out with this car, and it looks to be working pretty well for him as he continues to dig on the inside, trying to get to the bottom underneath the 24 of Buddy Gray. Has position off of turn 4, and Dominique Van Wieringen following close by as well.
Well, Lotzi's got to be happy with what he's seeing here from Alex. As Alex now going to pull ahead of Gray down the back straightaway. Dominique Van Wieringen right there as well. She's sizing up the back bumper of Buddy Gray's number 24. 5 to go.
5 to go now. Donner up into the 2nd spot.
Yeah, this is Aaron Taylor's race to lose at this point. 2.5 second advantage over the field.
Well, the way this one has gone so far, I don't think anything would surprise me at this point.
A whole straightaway advantage for Taylor's 22. Donner, Gray, Van Wieringen, Springer, Lytle, and Spencer. And Zink at the tail end of the field now. His next time by will be 2 to go.
Yeah, Taylor with a whole bunch of daylight between himself and the rest of the field as he comes to the penultimate lap beginning. All right, white flag is out, 1 lap to go. Second, third, and fourth nose to tail down the front straightaway, but in the meantime, the 22 of Aaron Taylor all ready to turn number 3, off at turn number 4, checkered flag is out. Victory lane once again for the 22 of Aaron Taylor. Alex Donnert gonna hang on for second, Buddy Gray third, Dominique Van Wieringen fourth, and Brad Springer completes your top 5. Well, this driver's becoming a frequent flyer in victory lane here at the Owosso Speedway as he takes the cool down lap. Current points leader, and he's going to extend that advantage. And the number 22, that's Aaron Taylor. He'll come around to get a word with our very own Roger Williams here in just a couple moments.
So Aaron Taylor does it again, puts it in victory lane, 4th feature event of the season. He'll add another TSM Graphics Top Speed Motorsports checkered flag to his collection of this season's wins. He'll extend that point lead as everybody behind him having trouble here today. And I'm almost wondering if he's peaking too soon. He's got some big races coming up here at Owosso Speedway. As he climbs out of the car, how about it for Aaron Taylor, ladies and gentlemen, picking up another win. Aaron, checkered flag for you. Nice job. A long time in the car. But, boy, a lot of action going on through the field. And, again, you just kind of took your time and took what you needed when it was there.
Yeah, you kind of just got to be patient with these guys, man. You know, sometimes we're clean and sometimes they just like to rub, and it puts on a good show for you guys. But I like to hang in there and see if we can just get to the front and stay clean.
Your restarts are phenomenal. We were talking about it during your last restart. Every time you're on the front row, I don't think that you've lost a restart yet. Is some sort of strategy there, or you just have it hooked up well enough?
No, I think we've just been doing our homework. I can't thank my dad enough for what he does in the barn, and that's why we're sitting right here.
You've got some big races coming up. Are you worrying you're peaking too soon? You got Midwest Modifieds next week. Couple weeks, you got the big hot shoe. You got some momentum, but you know, sometimes you can peak a little early.
Yeah, momentum is it's not enough for those big shows. The big dogs will be here the next 2 times we're here, and I hope we can just show them how to get around here and have some fun with them and run up front.
You thanked your dad. Why don't you go ahead and thank everyone else that puts their hands and money on this car?
Oh, my beautiful wife and 2 babies. Couldn't do it without them. It's long hours, long weeks, and they put up with it. My mom she does everything for us as well, can make sure we're fed. My dad busts his ass in the shop. Butch lets me drive his cars. You know, Uncle Tim had its bad luck today, but we were both up front, and we couldn't ask for anything more. Wilby Concrete and AMT Business Solutions got us here today.
Congratulations. Enjoy your win, man. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
All right, one more time. Aaron Taylor picking up Beer Valley Truck Center Modified. Main event, Chris Phoebe. A lot of emotion down here in Victory Lane.
All right, well, the Taylor family will get their, I think, 300th set of family photos this season. And race fans, after this is done, we're going to have what's being called a selfie session with the starters for the Camp Owosso 100. So you'll have a chance to meet and greet with some of the stars of the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late models once we get them out onto the track. So that'll be coming up shortly. And then following that will be the Camp Owosso 100, round number 3 of the Owosso 500 series, sponsored by Michigan Kenworth. So we'll get things lined up. This is a great opportunity to check out our ice cream stand, souvenirs open, and of course the concession stand also wide open. We got the Speedway dog down there, which is a creation of our concession manager, Deanna Wheeler. That looks pretty cool, and I had one last week. It was pretty good. So check all that out here on the grounds, and we'll let you know when it's time to head trackside for our selfie session.
And yeah, I was going to say, even if you want to get a lucky number program, those are also some great things that maybe you can have some of these drivers sign as well. So you can get those lucky number programs down at the souvenir stand.
All right, race fans, come on out. We got about 15, 20 minutes. Get a selfie, a quick autograph for your favorite car and star. The Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series. Hope those cell phones are charged up. So very quick, about 15-ish minutes to come out and meet and greet the stars of the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series. So drivers, if you're not already out of your cars, come on out. That includes you, Blake Childers. Once again, this will be about 15-ish minutes for a quick selfie, quick autograph from your favorite car and star, the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series. So speaking of Blake Childers, he'll be the first one we talk to here this evening. Your all-star performance, fast qualifier, drawing a deep inversion. 16, Blake. That's a lot of cars in front of you. What's the strategy to get to the front?
Oh man, we just gotta. It's a long way. 16. That's a bad number. So we just gotta take our time and try to be fast and try to be there at the end. It's not gonna happen in any time quick. So just gotta take our time and work through there.
So good news, bad news. Good news, you've swept all the All-Star Performance Fast Qualifier Awards this season here at Owosso Speedway. The bad news, you have yet to go to victory lane so far in 2024. Is that going to change tonight?
We're going to try our best. Like I said, coming from this deep in the field, it's really, really, really hard with all the good cars in front of you. But we're gonna give her all we got, and we hope to park on the front stretch tonight.
Blake Childers, your All-Star Performance Fast Qualifier. He'll start 16th tonight in the Camp Owosso 100. One driver that is yet to go to victory lane in 2024, at least in the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series, would certainly like to change that. Brian Bergacre. And Brian, well, thanks to Blake, he drew a pretty deep inversion of 16. You're starting deep in the field, too, and this is a tough field looking in front of you.
Yeah, it's a pretty good field here. We always have good fields here at Owosso. It puts on good racing. I'm feeling good, though. The car's been good all day, pretty steady, and I think we're going to be good.
As we're past the halfway point of the 2024 racing season, again, looking up and down this field, and you've done some tour racing in your days, this is arguably one of the toughest fields each week. Would you agree?
Definitely. This Outlaw Series is bringing in good cars, good drivers, good teams, and it's tough to win. We haven't won anything yet this year. There's a lot of guys out here that are capable of winning every night, and nobody, some of them guys haven't got it done either.
Nice job last week at Kalamazoo finishing second. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Brian Bergacre, the number 12 machine, getting ready to go for 100 laps. Gentleman was the fastest man in practice today. Responded in kind during qualifying. Dan Leake in the 55 machine, the Rosebrew Farms entry. And Dan, the good news for you is this is the farthest you've got this season in 2024 here at Owosso Speedway. But, man, the engine problems of the first two races, let's not even talk about that. You're in a good starting spot. Well, you are a decent starting spot, thanks to Blake drawing a 16. But now that we're our first Outlaw race of 2024, what's the strategy getting to the front in front of this field?
I think we're just going to try to keep it clean, watch for the chaos because we know what's going to happen. Just stay out of trouble and be there at the end.
You know, we talked about it. Tony Rosebrew, your car owner, he's got a big race coming up here a week from Saturday. Tell us about it.
Yeah, the Growler at Whittemore. It's a race in memory of his dad. So we're looking for a good car count up there, and we're in the Rosebrew car, so we're going there to win.
Kind of like a pseudo home track advantage, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of something like that.
Well, good luck next week and Saturday, but more importantly, good luck tonight, my friend.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Dan Leake in the number 55 machine. Another driver just coming off another big win in his storied career, adding to his accolades. Two-time Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series champion Steve Needles. And Needles picking up his third Kalamazoo Clash win last Saturday night. First and foremost, congratulations on the big win at Kalamazoo Speedway. Now we look ahead to this week, and the same question I asked Brian Bergager. Looking up and down this field every week, running with the Reveal the Hammer series, these are some pretty tough SOBs, aren't they?
Yeah, this is a tough field, man. Anywhere you go, it's hard to find a tougher group of racers than what we get here at the Reveal the Hammer event. So pretty blessed to be able to run with these guys.
You know, and last week, of course, winning the Kalamazoo Clash, another added trophy to that huge trophy case you must have at the home. For those that weren't at Kalamazoo, tell us about the win last week.
Yeah, you know, it was one of those races where we just kind of kept our nose clean. It was a race of attrition, and we had a good car. I mean, don't get me wrong, we had a really good car there, especially at the end of the race. So, you know, but we just stayed out of trouble for the most part, and just got there, stayed there, and had something to race with at the end. Really, it's kind of always the key at the Clash. You know, it's such a tough race to get to the end in.
Last question for you. You were in Victory Lane here back on May 18th. What you got to do tonight to get back here?
Same thing we did last week, get to the end. If we can make all 100 laps, I like our chances. But, you know, making 100 laps can be tough sometimes, so we'll see what happens.
Steve Needles getting ready to roll out here. Now three-time Kalamazoo Clash winner. Driver, that's your defending Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series champion, Mark Shook, in the number 14 machine. And Mark, it's been kind of an auspicious season for you. I think we can both agree it's not the season you wanted in defending your championship, but perhaps today things can turn around. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I feel like our qualifying run, we got better every time we hit the track today, and I feel like this is probably one of the better cars I've had here, and we just have this is kind of our kryptonite at this place, so we need to get it figured out, and hopefully tonight's the night.
Hopefully tonight is for you, man. Good luck to Mark.
Thank you.
Mark Shook in the number 14 machine. It was roughly 30-ish days ago that this gentleman picked up the biggest win of his career when he won his grandpa's memorial race, the second annual Bob Finley Memorial 100. And Chad, first and foremost, it's been a month now. Has it sunk in yet that you won your grandpa's memorial race?
Yeah, it is a cool deal. We just want to win the next one, so that's why we're here tonight. So hopefully we can get done. We got our work cut out. We haven't been very good today. We've been free, tight, free. Every time we got on the racetrack, something's different. So it should be an exciting race for the fans. Thank you guys for coming out. I think you're going to see some slipping and sliding here tonight. So should be a good race.
A lot of talent all up and down this field, and you were able to beat them there back on June the 19th. What do you got to do tonight to repeat that effort?
I think you just got to take care of it. I don't want to give everything away, but you just got to be there at the end. You know, as soon as you get inside 25 laps to go, anything can happen. Hell can break loose, too. We've seen it here. So we'll just have to be there at the end.
Chad, one more thing. Had a couple of insiders within the motorsports world. If you may have seen on the Reveal the Hammer page, a nice article about Scott Hance. And you were mentioned in that article. Not a lot of drivers anymore can run both the dirt and the pavement. You were compared to an Owosso Speedway legend, Chris Patterson. That is something that's something, isn't it?
Yeah, I have a lot of respect for Chris. I've had the pleasure to talk to him a few times and spend some time with him. So, yeah, he accomplished so much asphalt and dirt. He's kind of like me, or I'm kind of like him. I guess I just want to race. I don't really care if it's a late model or, a hot shoe modified. I was trying to find something for the hot shoe here in a couple weeks, and I couldn't find anything. So I just want to race, and, you're only on this planet for so long, so you just gotta make sure you can do everything you can to, just like try and chase your dreams. And this is something I want to do. It's something I want to do since I was her age. So it's I don't know how much time I got left. Everybody wants me to go, so we'll see. We'll see what I come up with at the end.
Best of luck to you tonight, Chad.
All right, buddy. Thank you.
Chad Finley, the number 1 machine, the Todd Rosebrew Trucking Seneca Performance entry. About 8-ish or so minutes before this autograph session is complete, we'll begin driver introductions. So about 8-ish or so minutes as we're going to talk to the recurrent Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series points leader, the Duco Performance number 4 out of St. Joseph, Michigan, Adam Terry in the 4 machine. And Adam, I got to turn you around here just for a second. The fans want to look at you, my man. Adam, we've talked about it with several of the drivers. You look up and down this field, these are the best in the business. These are the wedge body warriors. And you're leading the point standings, my man. How you doing that?
Just trying to be consistent and have as good a finish as we can put together. That's the key. You look through this field, these guys get in other forms of racing and go win races. Steve Ullman picked up a CRA race earlier this year, which is awesome to see. You got Finley gets in anything. He drives dirt, asphalt, and puts it in the front. So to run with these guys is great.
What do you have to do tonight to get up to the front and get into victory lane?
I think a little bit of patience tonight. 100 laps here is a long time, so just keep it clean and be there at the end.
Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series points leader, Adam Terry, the number 4 machine. We talked about it with Chad Finley. A very nice article was on the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series social media channels. Is about this man, the driver out of Angola, Indiana, the number 72, Scott Hance. And we're going to pull Scott here first for a second. We got to turn you around so the fans can look at you. Scott, all 3 of them are nice. Scott, that's right, all the way from Angola. We've talked at length about your lengthy career. You've accomplished so much in your career. We talked about it, in the nice article on Reveal the Hammer social media page. First big win back in 1987 in the inaugural Super Shoe Nationals. Looking back over your career, here it is 2024. Is there anything that really stands out as far as much as you accomplished?
They all stand out, The first one at the Super Shoe, though, was very memorable.
You're still wondering how we found that picture, aren't you?
No, I have that picture. Same picture at home, yes.
So now we fast forward to 2024, the last race at Berlin Raceway. Very impressive. Second place effort behind Tyler Rohrig. What do you have to do tonight to get to the front and get back to victory lane?
Well, you just got to be patient, have tires at the end, and be in the lead.
One of the most accomplished short track drivers in the country, Scott Hance, the number 72 machine. About 5 or so minutes left. 5 or so minutes left in this autograph session and selfie session. We're going to talk to our lone Canadian visitor, making the trip from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada. He is 3 for 3 so far this season at his home track at Laird Raceway, where he is the current points leader and the defending track champion up in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario. The flawless roofing number 77, Chase Wilson in the machine. And we're going to step in there for a second. He's going to take a selfie, which is what this is all about. But we're going to talk to Chase Wilson. Chase, first and foremost, got a pretty decent starting spot up here. What's the strategy to get up to the front with these guys?
We've been working on it for a while here, but just to be up here, we're happy. We're going to take our time and keep the nose clean, and hopefully we'll be there around the end.
3 for 3 at your home track, Laird Raceway. Does any of that momentum carry over to, say, a Reveal the Hammer Series race?
I would hope so. We'll see here tonight to see if that comes true, but we're happy to be up here, and we're going to try our best to compete as we can.
Chase, very best of luck to you in Old Canada, right?
Old Canada, thank you.
Chase Wilson getting ready to go in the 77 machine. Once again, less than 5 minutes remaining here in our autograph selfie session, and we're going to talk to the defending Michigan Kenworth Owosso 500 Series champion, Portage, Michigan's Phil Bozell in the 8 machine. And Phil, you've got a pretty gosh darn good starting spot here, don't you?
Yeah, we missed it a little qualifying. The car was way too tight qualifying, so hopefully we made the right adjustments for the feature. And the car's been really good racing here in the long races, and hopefully we just keep it up towards the front and be there at the end of the race.
Qualifying in the Reveal the Hammer Series is so important. As you know, looking up and down this field, stout competitors from top to bottom. One little thing, and there you are in 14th.
Yeah, I went the same speed I did in practice, and I was 6th in practice, and I was 14th qualifying. So such tight field of cars here. This is an awesome class of drivers here, top notch anywhere in the country. It's fun to race with all these guys, and hopefully we put a good show on tonight.
What do you got to do to get ahead of these two guys up in front?
Patience, keep tires on it, and be there at the end of the race.
Phil Bozell will start inside of row number 2 here this evening. And a driver that's a former track champion here at Owosso Speedway back in the Sport Compact Division all the way back in 2010. Started his career here, cut his teeth at Owosso Speedway. He'll start on the pole tonight. Kyle Crump in the 16 machine. And Kyle, you've got the best seat in the house, leading the field to the green flag. What's the strategy to keep all these guys behind you?
Man, I don't know. I haven't been able to do it yet this year, but just thankful to Blake. I mean, man, Drew is 16. I thought I wasn't going to even be in the invert, let alone on the pole. I thought I was going to be starting behind him. I have a lot more work ahead of me. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll just try to log some laps, stay in front, keep the track position, and bring it home.
Your template super late model and your template pro late model accolades are pretty impressive. A win in the Red Bud 400, a win in the Battle of Berlin 250. We know how good you are in a template super late model, template pro late model. Now that you're Outlaws a little bit more, what are some of the nuances, some of the differences between template and Outlaw?
Yeah, it's mainly we're bumping all 4 corners. We don't do that with our template stuff. And to be honest, it's been throwing me for a bit of a loop as far as trying to get the car tweaked to what I need. So it kind of fought us today, and I mean, that's why we ended up 16th. I put us in the wrong direction. So I don't know. It's fun, though. I love driving these things, and they are bad fast. So, yeah, no, it's going to be fun tonight.
You're driving a legendary car for a legendary car owner in the form of Bobby Brown. That's got to be pretty special.
Yeah, cool to drive for Bob. It's cool Junior Hanley builds this piece, and hopefully be able to meet him later this year. But we need to get the old 16 back in victory lane.
Kyle Crump, he'll start on the pole for tonight's Camp Owosso 100. All right, race fans, start getting your last selfies, get those last autographs. We're going to send you back upstairs here in just a little bit. And then we're going to do our driver introductions for tonight's Camp Owosso 100. So once again, get those last selfies, get those last autographs. And we're going to have driver introductions here in just a few moments. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series, we welcome you to race number 5 of the 2024 racing season. This is the Camp Owosso 100. This is also race number 3, the Michigan Kenworth Owosso 500 Series. We started with 28 cars. 27 will take the green flag. An honorable mention to former 2-time track champion Jason Felver, who unfortunately broke a rear end into Gleason in practice today. He is scratched for the weekend. So let's meet the starting lineup for tonight's Camp Owosso 100. And starting shotgun in the field, the Leonard's Roseville transmission number 0. From Roseville, Michigan, please welcome Lenny Roberts. Starting outside the next row, we just watched him in the Valley Truck Center's Modified Division. Currently second, the Midwest Modified Tour point standings. The Van Kohler Construction number 24 from Petoskey, Michigan, Buddy Gray. Starting next, one of the West Side Invaders in the Zachary Electric number 76. He comes to us from Byron Center, Michigan. Please welcome Doug Rodenheisler. Starting next, gentlemen, no stranger to fans here at Owosso Speedway, a former Owosso Fall Nationals winner, the Mallory Building Contract number 5 from Owosso, Michigan, Jimmy O. Smith. Driving Dad Buddy Head's car here this evening, the Canterbury Construction and Concrete number 46. He comes to us from Middleville, Michigan. This is Lane Head. Starting next, one of the most accomplished Outlaw Super Late Model drivers of the modern era, the Royal Truck and Trailer Sales number 71 from Milan, Michigan, Harold Fair Jr. Starting next, your reigning Valley Truck Center's Modified Track Champion, the Wheeler Trucking number 17 from Bertrand, Michigan, David McManus. Starting outside the next row, aboard the Mickey Sleds and Snowmobile Depot number 57,
from Michigan's Upper Peninsula. In Barbo, Michigan, please welcome the driver of the 57, Josh Ware. Starting inside of that row, another graduate of the modified division aboard the State Building Company number 2. He comes to us from Davison, Michigan. This is Scotty Lamb. Outside of row number 8, your all-star performance fast qualifier drew the deepest inversion possible, a 16. The Wheeler Trucking number 10 from Flint, Michigan, 4-time track champion Blake Childers. Starting next, a former sportsman track champion here at Owosso Speedway. Back behind the wheel of an Outlaw Super Late model, the Moran Chevrolet number 45 from Hazel Park, Michigan, Connor Zabosian. Starting next, another one of the most accomplished Outlaw Super Late model drivers in the country, the 4J Trucking number 12 from Middleville, Michigan. This is Brian Bergaker. Starting next, one of the hometown favorites from nearby St. John's, Michigan, the Pemberton Commercial number 51. This is Scott Pemberton. Up next, the Jason Dees Trailer Sales Rookie of the Race back on May the 18th, the Steinman's Transport number 17 from Richmond, Michigan. This is Justin Holloway. Starting next, the Rose Brew Farms number 55 from Birch Run, Michigan. Twice he's been here, lost 2 motors, the third time can be the charm. From Birch Run, Michigan, Dan Leake. Starting next, he is your defending Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series champion, the Triple B Fabrication number 14 from Schoolcraft, Michigan, Mark Shook. Starting next, just picked up his 3rd Kalamazoo Clash victory a weekend ago. 2-time Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series champion. Current points leader in the Michigan Kenworth Owosso 500 Series. The Needle Speed Solutions number 14 from Berrien Springs, Michigan, Steve Needles. Starting next, the winner of the 2nd annual Bob Finley Memorial 100 back on June the 19th. The Todd Rose Brew Trucking number 1 from St. John's, Michigan, Chad Finley. Starting next, former 3-time Whittemore Speedway track champion, picked up the biggest win of his career on July 6th in the Jag CRA All-Stars Tour event. The Great Lakes Exotics Cannabis number 32 from Tawas City, Michigan, Stephen Ullman. Starting next, he is your current Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series points leader, the Duco Performance number 4 from St. Joseph, Michigan, Adam Terry. Starting next, one of the most accomplished short-track racers in the country, the legendary driver aboard the Moran Chevrolet number 72 from Angola, Indiana, Scott Hans. Starting next, he is your defending track champion and current points leader at Laird Raceway up in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, where he is 3 for 3 so far in feature wins. The flawless roofing number 77 from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, it's O Canada, Chase Wilson. Starting next, currently 3rd in the point standings, the Jim's Auto Body and Collision number 7. He comes to us from Jackson, Michigan. This is Justin Clarity. Starting outside of row number 2, 3rd ever appearance here at Owosso Speedway, first time in an Outlaw Super Late model. The True Performance and Fabrication house car from Dowagiac, Michigan. Please welcome Doug True. Starting inside of row number 2, he is your defending Michigan Kenworth Owosso 500 Series champion, the LeClaire Racing number 8 from Portage, Michigan. This is Phil Bozel. We now move to the front row. Starting outside the pole, He is your Jason Dees Trailer Sales Rookie of the Year points leader. The Landscape Forms Welding Academy number 44 from Kalamazoo, Michigan, Zach Cook. And starting on the pole, your 2010 Sport Compact Track Champion here at Owosso Speedway. Former winner of the Redbud 400. Former winner of the Battle at Berlin 250. The Big Rigs Incorporated number 16 from Brighton, Michigan, Kyle Crump. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for your starting field for tonight's Camp Owosso 100. We'll give these drivers a few minutes to get strapped in, get final instructions. Before we go, green flag racing. And as the drivers are getting introduced, we do want to mention, as was talked about earlier in pre-race ceremonies, we had a memorial service for the late promoter here of Owosso Speedway, Jane Sederington. And for those of you that were around here at Owosso Speedway during those times, Jane Sederington, she was no nonsense. She was straight to the point, is the best way to put it. I have a story that's not good for public, but the family knows. And at this time, I want to introduce our 1992 late model track champion here at Owosso Speedway. Please, if you would, welcome Dina Simcoe. Dina, you and I go back a few years. You look around here. Just look around. And we were here. We were both here. The days when this current configuration became the 3/8 mile. You were here before that. One of the, as a matter of fact, the only female track champion in Owosso Speedway's 80-plus year history. Looking around here, how do you think Jane would look at this now?
It would blow her mind. She would just, her and my dad both would be in awe of everything Rex and his team are doing here. It's incredible. I think she might be upset to see her infield grass. She had the nicest infield of any track here, and it's gone. But no, seriously, I mean, it's so impressive how far Rex has taken this and how much farther he's going to take it. So it's wonderful. They both my dad and sister would love this.
We are certainly, I can speak for myself on this, as well as the entire Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series. It is such an honor and such a privilege to see the Sederingtons, the Simcoes, the Giroux, the entire family, and it was such a privilege to be a part of the memorial service we had here today. We can't thank you enough. All of this would not be possible without Jane Sederington.
She was definitely no nonsense. I mean, we may have butted heads a few times also, but yeah, I have never, still to this day, I don't know if I'll ever know anybody that was a harder worker than Jane.
No doubt about it. Race fans, if you would, we know Jane's watching. A nice round of applause for our former promoter, Jane Sederington. So the family here has got some business to take care of. Do want to mention another legend that is down here tonight. He's not going to get on the mic. That's all right. He knows I'm looking at him, too. Legendary competitor in what was then the ARCA Remax Series. If you would please, a nice round of applause for Mr. Dave Simcoe. And Patty's here. Patty Simcoe? Hi, Patty. I didn't realize you were here. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Patty Simcoe.
Patty Simcoe set the women's qualifying record at Talladega Super Speedway.
199.6 miles per hour at Talladega Super Speedway. Patty, it is such a privilege to see you. I didn't realize you were here, and I apologize, but it's such an honor to be standing in front of you. Thank you. You guys have got some work to do. As soon as we get the signal, as soon as we get the command, you're going to send these drivers off with the most famous words in motorsports. We're going to wait for the official command. I see Jeff Fochaska down there at the start-finish line. You ready? Owosso Speedway, are you ready? No. I know you can do better than that. We have the best fans in the entire state of pure Michigan. Who's ready for the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Models? To give the command for the most famous words in motorsports. It is the Simcoes, it is the Centertons, it is the Giroux at the count of 5, 4. We're ready to go, 100 laps. This is the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series. Chris Folby, 27 cars, set to go 100 laps. Race number 3 in the Michigan Kenworth Owosso 500 Series, along with the co-voice of Owosso Speedway, Chris Folby from Mason, Michigan. My name is Matt Preer, the Performance Racing Network from Westerville, Ohio. It is such a privilege, it is such an honor to be back here at Owosso Speedway. And Chris, not only am I out of breath because I'm old, but it was such a privilege to be standing in front of 1992 late model track champion Dina Simcoe, now known as Dina Howe, and the world record holder for the fastest lap ever by a female in ARCA history, Patty Simcoe. 199.6 miles an hour.
That's not bad.
It's decent. It's decent. And we got a special treat as well here coming up a little bit later. A very special guest will be throwing the green flag.
Yeah, he's done it a time or two here over the years.
He has done it a time or two. Todd Centerton, you see us up here?
He's not even listening.
He's not listening. He's got so much nerves going on. So we'll set the lineup for you as the field rolls. Starting on the pole, the 16 of Kyle Crump alongside the 44 of Zach Cook. The 8 of Phil Bozell, 93 of Doug True, 77 Chase Wilson, 7 of Justin Clarity, 72 Scott Hance, the 1 Chad Finley, 14 Ed Steve Needles, 14 Mark Shook, the 4 of Adam Terry, 17 David McManus, 32 Stephen Oman, 12 Brian Bergaker, 55 Dan Lee, the 10 Blake Childers, 51 Scott Pemberton, 57 Josh Ware, 45 Connor Zabosian, 71 Harold Fair Jr.,
2 was Scotty Lamb, 24 Buddy Gray, 17 Justin Holloway, 5 Jimmy O. Smith, 46 of Lane Head, 76 Doug Rodenheisler, the 0 of Lenny Roberts. Scheduled to go, unable to answer the call, the 11 of Jason Felver.
We got some of the very best in the business lining up for this one. And they kind of stutter-stepped coming out of the chute, so we're getting them realigned here. So
Yes, we
can
did.
set them loose, but got some cool stuff in order here for the pre-race part of this.
And ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like you to turn your attention to the flag stand. If you would, please, a warm welcome and a nice round of applause to the former chief starter here at Owosso Speedway. That is Mr. Todd Setterington on the flag stand here this evening. Todd, thank you so much for doing this for us. I'm so excited. How many times have you and I watched Todd Setterington flag races here at Owosso Speedway?
Probably close to 1 million.
Oh my gosh. Todd will be the honorary starter here this evening. He's going to throw the green flag on this event. And we see the drivers, Chris Foley, with the American flag and the POW flags. If you would, please.
Well, as mentioned, the Owosso Speedway during World War II served as a POW camp. And with that in mind and in spirit, we are going to pay tribute to that here tonight. That's why we named it the Camp Owosso 100. And we send our thoughts out to the families all over the United States. 80,000 of our brave men and women have gone overseas to fight, and their family never got to see them again and don't know where they ended up. Because of that, we never give up. We never quit waiting for them to come home, and we miss them all dearly. And we hope, beyond hope, that someday we all get an answer. But in the meantime, tonight, we pay tribute to those across the world that didn't get to make it home.
Thank you. So we take a look at the field, Chris Volby. 2 pretty stout competitors on the front row. Kyle Crump, no stranger to fans here at Owosso Speedway, cut his teeth, started his career right here at Owosso. Alongside Jason D's Trailer Sales Rookie of the Year points leader Zach Cook. And to think they were 16th and 15th in qualifying respectively.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for Zach Cook to start up towards the front of the field, and he's still getting his feet wet as far as the touring deal goes, so we'll see how he can do starting at the front of the field. But a lot of surprises that are qualified pretty deep that kind of got their rear end saved by that deep inversion pull. I mean, you got Justin Clardy up there in the first 3 rows, Phil Bozell inside of row 2. There's a lot of really big names that are starting towards the front that, with an invert of a 16, don't typically have any business starting that close to the front.
Yeah, Phil Bozell starting inside of row number 2. That is dangerous for these Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series teams. But to your point, Justin Clardy, Scott Hans, Chad Finley within the first 4 rows. And again, remember the inversion, Blake Childers drew the worst inversion possible, a 16. Second race in a row that the All-Star Performance Fast Qualifier had drawn the biggest invert.
And you want to hear about the camaraderie in motorsports, Matt. We saw during qualifying earlier today, the 7 of Justin Clardy had some issues getting the car fired off, had to get a push, and was able to get a qualifying time in, broke a transmission. But Blake Childers and that Wheeler Racing number 10 team loaned him a transmission, and that's what's in the 7 car right now. So a great show of sportsmanship from that 10 team. I think there's a couple other cars out there that have some important pieces that were loaned out from that team. So
what makes that even more significant is Blake Childers is 12 points behind Justin Clardy for 3rd in the point standings.
All right, we got the flags collected, so we're going to send them loose.
27 cars. Go ahead, Roger.
I was going to say, and guys, we're going to try something new with the here tonight. I'm going to try to roam around the pit area if there's any up to bring them to you.
Appreciate it, Roger Williams, the co-voice of Owosso Speedway. We're going to do a little three-man here, Chris Foby. So we get set to go. Kyle Crump, Zach Cook, your front row. Phil Bozell, Doug True, inside of row number two, inside and outside of row number 2. 3 West Michigan drivers in those first 4 spots, Chris.
Well, the West Side's kind of been dominant in Outlaw Super Late Model racing the last couple of years, so not a huge shock to see them up there.
But Kyle Crump, that Big Rigs Incorporated Hanley Enterprises, number 16, starting on the pole. We alluded to his template late model accolades.
Well, race fans, give the drivers a wave here. They're in what is called the missing man formation, serving multiple purposes here, those that are missing abroad.
The missing man formation is not only for those missing in action, this is also in memory of former promoter Jane Setterington. So we're gonna have you stand up. We want you to get up. Everybody get up. Come on, get up, get up. This is in memory of Jane Setterington, former promoter here at Owosso Speedway, and all those missing in action. We want you to stay standing up, because this time by is the wave lap. Now we want you to stay standing up. We want you to get up. We want you to stay standing up. Come on, get up, get up, get up, get up. Race number 5, the 2024 racing season. For the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series, this is the Camp Owosso 100. This is Michigan Kenworth Owosso 500 Series race number 3. It's hammer time! All the pre-race ceremonies are complete. All the pomp and circumstance is over, Chris Foby. It's time to go racing. 100 laps. $10,000 the winner. We are moments away. Kyle Crump, Zach Cook, your front row. Phil Bozell, Doug True, row number 2. Chase Wilson, Justin Clardy, row number 3. Scott Hans, Chad Finley, row number 4. A pair of 14, Steve Needles, Mark Shook in row number 5. And oh, by the way, the 6 fastest qualifiers start behind them.
It's going to be a deep fight for those that were quickest earlier today. But they got a long ways to go. 100 laps in store here at the Camp Owosso 100 as the field gets the 1 to go signal from Chief Starter Nate Rowe, and our honorary starter Todd Setterington takes his post.
Owosso Speedway pace car pulls in the infield. It's in the hands of Kyle Crump and Zach Cook to lead them out of turns 3 and 4. Chief Starter Todd Setterington, the green flag in hand, and we are racing. Oh, and Todd lost his hat. Thank you so much, Todd Setterington, as Kyle Crump to lead lap number 1. Got a great start ahead of Zach Cook. Crump to lead lap 1.
Yeah, Crump had the better track position when it came to getting that one started. And now Justin Clardy, the man on the move here in the early runnings. He's already to the outside of Phil Bozell. And putting Bozell behind him this early on could play huge dividends for the 7 cars as we get deeper into this.
And how about Doug True getting by Phil Bozell on that start? He's going to challenge Zach Cook for that 2nd position. But here comes Justin Clardy on the outside. Look at Scott Hansen at 72, working his way to the high side.
Yeah, Scott Hans not afraid at all to take it to the outside here in the early laps, trying to work around the 14 of Steve Needles. Speaking of 14s, it looks like Mark Shook has lost quite a bit of ground there off the start.
Chase Wilson trying to keep Steve Needles at bay. That black number 77 is running into 6th spot, but just in front of them, Justin Clardy to the high side of Doug True. Both of them trying to get around Zach Cook. Cook hanging out a second for now. True to the inside.
Oh, are they going to split the difference? They think about taking it 3 wide down the back straightaway. Clardy falls back in line. That leaves the door open for Phil Bozell in the number 8 to get to the inside of Clardy.
But Doug True makes the pass. Put the Dowagiac Michigan driver in a second. Phil Bozell to the inside of Zach Cook. That's for the 3rd spot. Now put Bozell in the 3rd. Clardy's going to follow suit. Here comes Steve Needles in the 14.
And from 4th on back right now, Matt, it is a dogfight for that position. Clardy gets past Cook to move up into the spot, but Chase Wilson sees the door open. He dives to the inside of Cook.
A couple of Jason D's trailer sales, Rookie of the Year title contenders. Chase Wilson gets by Zach Cook. So does Clardy. So does Needles. As Cook falling back like a rock. He's down to 7th, and now he's got to deal with Chad Finley.
Clardy struggling up in the upper groove right now, Matt, as well. He's given up spots to Wilson and Needles just in the last 2 laps.
How about Chase Wilson, that flawless rookie number 77? He is up to the 4th spot, but now he's going to have to deal with Steve Needles, who looks to complete the pass on Justin Clardy.
Well, in the case of Chase Wilson, momentum does play a role. You said, Matt, he's undefeated at his home track this season, venturing down here to Owosso. And he looks to be pretty confident in that number 77.
But he's got the world behind him with Steve Needles in the 14, Justin Clardy in the 7, Chad Finley, Adam Terry, David McMahon, the list goes on. Now Needles to the inside of Chase Wilson. That's for 4th spot. Needles won his 3rd Kalamazoo Clash a weekend ago. He's up to 4th.
Well, I don't know if this is the typical Phil Bozell process being involved or not, but that 8 car not quite overpowering the 93 at Doug True like I expected.
Doug True doing a whale of a job. His first ever appearance here at Owosso Speedway in an Outlaw Super Late model. The previous time he was here was in a modified, well, 2 seasons ago. Lost the motor in practice. Prior to that, you got to go all the way back to 2007 in an ASA Late Model Series Northern Division race was the last time Doug True turned any competitive laps here.
Well, the 0, Lenny Roberts, first car to fall a lap down. He drops behind your leader.
15 laps completed, 85 laps to go. Kyle Crump, your leader. Doug True 2nd, Phil Bozell 3rd, Steve Needles 4th, Chase Wilson in 5th, and you got Chad Finley in 6th, Justin Clardy 7th, Adam Terry 8th, David McManus 9th, Scott Hans shoveled back to 10th.
Yeah, Clardy so far doing a pretty good job stopping the bleeding. He's found a nice little niche in behind the 1 of Chad Finley. But maybe not too far behind is that 4 car of Adam Terry, who had maybe his best qualifying performance ever at Owosso here earlier today.
And he was the Kalamazoo Clash pole award winner last weekend at Kalamazoo Speedway. A lap ago, Lenny Roberts called it a night in the 0 machine. As Kyle Crump continues to show the way, the blue number 16 making his way into turns 1 and 2. Doug True's got the world behind him, 2 of the very best, Phil Bozell and Steve Needles.
Yeah, Bozell and Needles being that close to the front of the field this early on in the race, I would think would spell disaster for the way the rest of the race is going to go, but Doug True is doing nothing but impressing here in the early going.
Doug True's a crafty veteran out of Dowagiac, Michigan, former 2-time track champion at M40 Speedway. Finished 4th in the points in the National ASA Late Model Series division back in 2004. He knows how to tour race. He knows how to run these long distance races, and he's put some real estate between himself and Phil Bozell.
Yeah, that's I want to say it's unexpected, but as you mentioned, Doug True does have a history with these more longer distance races, and it is a different style of racing than what you see in your normal 30, 40 lap Saturday night features.
Kyle Crump approaching the back of the lead pack car. He's just put Doug in. We got trouble. Caution flag out. And Scotty Lamp has turned it around in between 1 and 2. Brings out our first caution flag of the evening. And that is Scotty Lamp in the number 2 machine. The 20-year-old from Davison, Michigan, the State Building Company Seneca Performance machine. Brings out our first caution flag of the evening. "22 laps completed. Still 78 laps to go. It's been all Kyle Crump so far, Chris Phobie, and that Big Rigs Incorporated number 16 for Bobby Blount.
Yeah, the Bobby Blount team is another one that's probably owed a feature here at the Owosso Speedway. They have found the most creative ways to give away races here. So with 78 laps to go, Kyle Crump looks to be in a nice position where he could potentially cruise. But gosh, there are so many big names that are just on their way to the front right now.
Here's a stat for you, Chris. The 16 or the number 5 Bobby Blount Motorsports entries in the brief 3-year history of the Reveal the Hammer series, now 3.5 years, has never gone to victory lane to Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series race.
They've led a whole lot of laps, though.
And that does come with an asterisk, though. Caden Lapsevich crossed the start-finish line first at Birch Run Speedway back in 2022. Unfortunately, DQ'd in post-race tech. So, but still, it hasn't counted. Could that change here tonight with Kyle Crump, your race leader? And we watched Kyle Crump from the very beginning. He started his career right here at Owosso Speedway. 2010 Sport Compact champion. One of the very few drivers I can count on one hand and have fingers left over. How many drivers who started their career in a compact, a 4-cylinder, whatever the case may be, and that success transferred to a rear-wheel drive car?
Yeah, and keep in mind, he went straight from a front-wheel drive into a template pro late model. There was no stopover in anywhere in the middle. He went straight from a Dodge Neon to a freaking crate late model.
Yeah. But it's very hard to do. I mean, like I said, again, I have a hand. I have many fingers left over. How many drivers have made that transition successful?
And keep in mind, he's a driver that's racing in rides that he's earned. Kyle Crump isn't the guy that just brings a ton of funding behind him.
Not at all.
He's the furthest thing from a pay driver. But I mean, look at the teams that he's driven for.
Yep.
These are the top late model teams that have rides available.
Hey guys, I'm back here in the pit area. Mark Shook had just left the racing surface right prior to that in turns 1 and 2. Put it in the pits. Apparently that Triple B fabrication machine running a bit too hot, and he's done for the night.
Oh, tough break. The bad luck season continues. The defending Reveal the Hammer Series champion Kyle Crump took the inside in the restart. It is not the choose option with the Reveal the Hammer Series, as Crump out of turn 4, green flag. We're back underway. Doug True now with the opportunity. So does Phil Moselle and Steve Needles. Here comes Chad Finley around the high side of Chase Wilson, but Wilson standing his ground with a battle for second. Moselle and True.
And Moselle had the better track position, but Doug True not rolling over quite yet. In fact, Doug True might get a better run on the outside here. Just barely could not clear the 8 of Moselle as they headed off to turn 3.
Doug True making that high lane work in the 93 machine. We've said it more than once, Chris Phobie. That second groove is starting to come in for the Outlaw Super Late Models. Keep in mind, this is a fresh repave prior to the 2023 season. We knew that second groove was eventually going to come in, and it was by their Outlaw Super Late Models.
Well, it helps they have those 10-inch tires, so it's a little wider tread than what our weekly divisions run. So it's a little more forgiving when it comes to going out on the high side like that.
And Steve Needles saw Doug True do it. He'll try it out. Chad Finley is right there as well in the number 1 machine. Chase Wilson shovel back to 6th. David McManus to 8th spot in the 17. He started 12th as he's got Justin Clardy in front of him.
Needles still trying the outside around the 8 of Moselle. Can't quite get around them, but they are just about dead even as they come off of turn 4.
Side by side for that final podium position in 3rd. 28 laps completed, 72 laps to go. Needles on the high side, Phil Moselle on the inside. They're throwing haymakers at each other coming out of 3 and 4.
I think Needles might have it here. He does. He's clear of the 8 of Moselle heading off into the next turn.
Well, you saw Doug True use the outside on Moselle. Steve Needles decided to try it. Does Chad Finley think about it now in the 1 car?
Well, look even a little bit deeper back in the field. Blake Childers is trying to get around the 12 of Brian Bergaker and does get past the 12 of Bergaker, also using that outside groove.
Chowder started 16th. Your All-Star Performance Fast Qualifier now 10th. Shoveling Berganger to 11th spot. Now Steve Needles back up in front. That red number 93 trying to hold off that white number 14 of Steve Needles. They go into turns 1, 3, and 4.
Boy, I thought Needles was going to really charge it in there, but realizes what lap we're on still early in this race. Does not want to maybe show the elbows here a little bit early. So the 14 to Needles falls back in line.
Just behind Needles, a potential battle for 4th about to brew. Phil Bozell, the 4 in the A machine. In the 4th spot, Chad Finley took a peek at the inside, the 1 car. Thinks better of it. Finley finishing 5th last night at Tri-City Motor Speedway, the dirt car UMP late model division.
Phil Bozell really, at this point in the race, looks like he's on the back foot, which is not something that we're used to seeing. He had a poor performance in qualifying. Figured he was going to shake it off with his good starting spot in the race, but Phil Bozell really hasn't gotten out of the blocks yet in this one.
This time by 35 laps completed, 65 laps to go. You're not missing a thing out front. Kyle Crump, your leader. Battle for second. Well, it's over. Steve Needles now in the 2nd spot. He goes using the inside to get by Doug True. Now Needles will set his sights on Kyle Crump.
And how fitting is it the scoreboard changed right as Kyle Crump went off in view of it. So he's got to know now, okay, the game is stepping up. We have Steve Needles right behind us. Now it's go time.
Indeed, as Crump with a 1.2 second lead over Steve Needles. And Doug True off the pace in the 93 car. Tough break for the Nowatchak, Michigan driver. He'll call it a night. What an impressive run, though, by True in those first 36 laps.
Yeah, very impressive run until the run stopped.
Lenny Roberts came back in the racetrack, and he promptly put a lap down by Kyle Crump. In the number 0, in the 16 machine, Steve Needles in 2nd. Needles already gained 0.3 of a second on Kyle Crump.
And for those of you wondering why Lenny Roberts would return to the race 7 laps down, they have what is called a victory, what is it, the Victory Circle program?
The Reveal the Hammer Outlaws Victory Circle Points Fund. Top 12 drivers in the point standings after each and every race get a portion of that points fund, and Lenny Roberts is only 60 points back. He's going to pass Tyler Roehrig for 13th in the standings. His next sight is on Max Fair, who is not here tonight, so Roberts, a great opportunity for him to get in that coveted top 12 and get some points fund money.
And just running out on the track, running these laps, he's going to go from 26th to 25th ahead of Doug True, who pulled off just here in the next 2 laps.
And so did Jimmy O. Smith, and so did Scotty Lamp just now. So Lenny Roberts gaining some valuable points, more importantly, some extra cash in his pocket, going to New Paris Speedway on August 2nd. Kyle Crump, your leader. Steve Needles 2nd as they negotiate through traffic. As Connor Sabosian just went a lap down. And there goes Lenny Roberts in the 0 machine. Roberts only needed a couple more laps to get by Doug True and Jimmy O. Smith.
Yeah, unfortunately, it appears the equipment was not quite there for it. So he heads pit side.
But nevertheless, Roberts in very good shape to get to that coveted top 12, depending on what Lane Head does. Because Lane Head just behind Roberts in the points standings. Brian Berganger calls it a night in the number 12 machine. Tough break to the Middleville, Michigan driver. Berganger was 6th in the points coming into the night.
Yeah, that was a very likely top contender at the late stages of this one that is calling it a night early.
Kyle Crump, your leader. Steve Needles 2nd. Phil Bozell 3rd. Chad Finley now 4th. And go all the way back to Chase Wilson in 5th. Justin Clardy 6th. Stephen McMahon 7th. Blake Childers up to 8th from 16th. Scott Hance 9th. Battle for 10th between Adam Terry and Dan Leake.
Yeah, Dan Leake having a very quiet race so far.
Dan Leake's having to be in any race at this point.
That's a very fair point. He's not been able to start a single Outlaw race here in Owosso this season. Finally made it to the track, which is a significant victory for that team.
This time by, we're going to be halfway home. 50 laps completed, 50 laps to go. Kyle Crump has led all 50 laps. Steve Needles in 2nd, Phil Bozell 3rd, Chad Finley 4th. Chase Wilson 5th, Justin Clardy 6th. David McManus 7th, Blake Childers 8th, Scott Hans 9th, Adam Terry 10th.
We just lost the P51 to Scott Pemberton as he exited the track over in turn number 2.
Back more through the field. Dan Leake is 11th, Stephen Ullman 12th, Josh Ware 13th, Buddy Gray 14th, Connie Zabojic calls it a night. Zach Cook started outside the pole, he's falling all the way back to 15th. Harold Fair Jr. 16th.
Lane Head is 17th.
Thank you. I had Drew Blank. Lane Head is 17th. And that is your last car in the lead lap. I was drawing a blank. I knew it was Buddy Head.
I saw your hands moving. I just wasn't figuring out what. I'm not good at charades.
17 cars on the lead lap. Justin Holloway, first car, 1 lap down in 18. Doug Rodenheiser about to go 2 laps down. But Kyle Crump continues to shove away into 16. Steve Needles is picking off his lead little by little. Phil Bozel's gotten away from Chad Finley. Bozel solidly in 3rd. And with Adam Terry all the way back to 10th, this could really shake up the points.
Well, that was a very smart move by the 16 of Kyle Crump, Matt. He made sure to pass the 76 of Doug Rodenheisler to the point where when Needles would catch the 76, Needles would catch him in the middle of the corner. It took Needles an entire lap to get past the 76 based on when the 16 put him another lap down and when the 14 caught him.
Josh Ware calls it a night in the 57 machine. And that goes back to Touring Series experience. Dan Leake calls it a night in the 55. Cars dropping like flies. But to that point, Kyle Crump, like we talked about with Doug True, he's got a lot of Touring Series experience, those longer distance races. He knows how to, shall we say, manipulate the field a little bit.
Exactly. It's not so much about when you catch a lap car as much as when you pass a lap car, especially when you have competition the level of Steve Needles running right behind you.
As Crump about to put a lap on Lane Head in the 46 machine. Lane Head now a golden opportunity to move to that coveted top 12 and get in that winner's circle program, as he has got some position between himself and Lenny Roberts. Crump putting Head and Harold Fair Jr. a lap down. Now Harold Fair Jr. called it a night. Tough break for Fair in his debut in that new Triple B chassis.
Well, Matt, you think about the last 3 weeks in Outlaw Super Late Model racing. You had Berlin, you had Kalamazoo, and you have Owosso here tonight. 3 big races back to back to back. The attrition rate showed our car counts were down a little bit from what we saw in the first 2 races, and now you're seeing that reflected even more as some of the top contenders that have ran all those races very hard are dropping like flies.
Quietly, ever so quietly, all-star performance fast qualifier Blake Childers, he's in the top 5. He's in 5th, just went around Chase Wilson. He could really use a caution right now. As Kyle Crump's got a half track, and he got it. A 2 pair of 17s get together. Justin Holloway and David McManus could touch and spin in the backstretch on lap 64.
Gacker.
64 laps completed, 36 laps to go. A pair of 17s. The white with orange number 17 of Justin Holloway, along with the Wheeler Trucking number 17 of David McManus. And to your point, we're talking about Lenny Roberts, who's back on the racetrack. Going to gain those valuable spots.
Also, I think Roger Williams had something for us on the pit side.
Well, I was trying to get Brian Bergacker, but I was just out of range. He's out of this one. The brakes went away on that. We also had Jimmy Smith lost brakes. Scotty Lamp out because of poor handling car. We have a lot of things going on. I'm going to see what's going on with Harold Jr. here.
So, Chris, to your point, the Outlaw Super Late Models that you just mentioned before that caution came out, a lot of big events back to back to back. The last event for the Reveal the Hammer Series was on July 6th at Berlin Raceway, the 4th of July celebration 75. Last weekend was the Kalamazoo Clash. Next weekend, there's 2 big events. The Growler 100 up at Whittemore Speedway, and then about 3.5 hours south on I-75, Flat Rock Speedway hosts the Sandy Memorial.
Yeah, and Flat Rock and Whittemore, both tight quarter miles where it's very physical, and you back that up with a endurance race at Berlin, which is just a track that's very tough on these cars. You have a tight track like Kalamazoo where everyone duked it out for, what, 150 laps?
125,
125 laps. And then here tonight.
And it doesn't end after next weekend's doubleheader at Flat Rock and Whittemore. Friday, August 2nd, is the next Reveal the Hammer Series race at New Paris Speedway, the 23rd annual Summer Sizzler.
Hey guys, I'm down here with Dan Leake. Dan Leake is climbing out of. And Dan, what happened?
Car just got warm. Brand new motor. Didn't want to hurt it, so just figured might as well pull it in.
She was awfully strong though for the first half of this.
Oh, the car was really good. It was really good. I thank my guys. They worked hard the last couple weeks getting another motor in the car, and we unloaded a good piece. So need to thank everybody for that.
And thanks for the good run. We enjoyed watching you. So we got, it seems to be brakes and overheating seem to be a lot of the problem that we're seeing here in the pit area. I'm going to try to track down Josh Ware here.
And Roger and Chris, like we were just talked about, did a lot of races in rapid succession for these Outlaw Super Late models, and kind of the same culprits: brakes, overheating, not wanting to hurt the motor. You know,
And we're right in the thick of summer right now, so that is not helping. I mean, you look at brakes and overheating, two things that can be very affected by the ambient temperature.
And today is a relatively nice day, 74 degrees currently right here in Ovid, Michigan. But yeah, I mean, just a lot of events in rapid succession for these Outlaw teams. They're not going to get any kind of a weekend off until after the Summer Sizzler. But then they'll get a couple weekends off, you know, until the next race, which will be here at Owosso Speedway on August 24th, the Ron Hauser Memorial. So we're looking forward to that. So we didn't get a chance to mention it, but on the Reveal the Hammer Series restarts, the leader in this case, the number 16 at Kyle Crump, has the option of choosing the inside, or the outside lane, whichever lane he leaves open. The second place driver, in this case the 14 of Steve Needles, must occupy that lane. Everybody else 2 by 2, and that is the Reveal the Hammer Series restart procedures. They do not do the choose option as you see here on Saturday nights at Owosso Speedway, or you see on TV in the 3 big NASCAR tours.
Now this is where things will get really interesting. There's a couple different possibilities on how I see this playing out. So either the 16 of Crump gets a great restart and continues to hold the 14 at bay, and that allows maybe Bozell to make a late race charge. It allows Finley to catch up. You have Blake Childers right there as well. Or the 14 smokes him on the restart, and then Needles puts the hammer down and drives into the sunset. Those are, I think, what we're looking at as our 2 most likely outcomes. Of course, I withhold the right to be wrong.
Quick update, guys. Josh Ware also brake issue.
Yeah, seems to be the main culprits, brakes and overheating. Good job down there, Roger. As Kyle Crump and Steve Needles, your front row will lead the field into turns 3 and 4. Chief starter out of Davison, Michigan, Mr. Adam Rowe has the green flag in hand, and we're back underway with the Camp Owosso 100.
That's Nate Rowe. Adam's at Dillon Racing right now.
Did I say Adam?
You sure
All
did.
right. But we were thinking of Adam. How about that?
That works.
I'll get it right next time.
Well, it played out in one of the 2 ways I expected. The 16 got an amazing restart, got in front of the 14 of Needles, but the one of Chad Finley with a big moment there.
Yeah, Phil Bozell sneaks back on the inside in the brake machine. Both of them are going to figure something out in a hurry. Here comes All-Star Performance Fast qualifier Blake Childers.
And you got to believe Blake Childers right now is hoping beyond all hope that those 2 can sort it out real quick.
Or he's going to help him sort it out.
Yeah.
Finn Childers to the inside of Finley for 4th. And here comes Justin Clardy, the number 7.
I was just about to mention that, Matt. A late race resurgence from Clardy. He dropped back in the early stages, and now he's methodically picking his way back up through the field.
How about the run by Buddy Gray in the 24 machine, started 22nd. He's now in the top 10 for the first time.
Yeah, he had to scramble with mechanical issues like you mentioned, Matt.
A fuel pump issue on that Van Kohler construction machine.
Yeah, it was a last-minute effort even to get the car on the track to qualify. He had to run the 50-lap modified race, scramble again to get that car ready, and made it out to the grid, and now he's finally able to just relax and race.
And why he had to scramble so much, they had a broken fuel pump on the Outlaw Super Late model, on that black and silver number 24. They took the fuel pump out of his modified, put it in the Super to qualify. put the fuel pump out of the Super, put it back in the Modified to run the 50-lap feature earlier tonight. Then, again, took the fuel pump out of the Modified, put it back in the Super so he can run this race.
Well, they got to have that fuel pump changed down to pretty much a science at this point.
Oh, absolutely. They may need a new fuel pump at the end of this night.
Well, Blake Childers in the 10 car, Matt, has caught the 14 of Steve Needles. And he's going to work right now. He's going to take a peek off of 2, but Needles not quite allowing him through yet.
And Kyle Crump's absolutely fine with this. Let them battle it out. Kyle Crump is led from the drop of the green flag. Steve Needles been second, trying to hold off. All-Star Performance fast qualifier, Blake Childers. Phil Bozell is 4th. Chad Finley 5th. Justin Clardy 6th. Adam Terry has recovered nicely. He's up to 7th. Stephen Allman 8th. Scott Hans 9th. Buddy Gray in 10th.
Well, Matt, it really felt like in the first part of this race that Steve Needles was just biding his time. I honestly thought he maybe had more than he was showing. But right since that restart here in the last 25 laps of this race, he's had his hands full of Blake Childers, and he's allowed the 16 of Kyle Crump to kind of drive off into the sunset.
Speaking of 25, we're 3/4 of the way through the Camp Owosso 100. Make it 76% through the Camp Owosso 100. 76 laps completed, 24 laps to go. Kyle Crump, your race leader. Steve Needles, Blake Childers in a dogfight for that second spot.
Childers looks very fast, just looking for somewhere to go. Lenny Roberts pulls off for, I think, the 3rd or 4th time in this one.
Picked up a couple positions in the meantime. As Crump continues to lead, he has got a 3/4 of a second lead over Steve Needles, who's got a back bumper full of Blake Childers, and the 2 white cars make their way down the backstretch, battle for second.
Childers once again gets very close on entry into turn 3, can't get underneath them on exit at turn 4.
Phil Bozell is 4th, Chad Finley is 5th, but the battle is for second. 2-time Reveal the Hammer Series champion Steve Needles trying to fight off All-Star Performance fast qualifier Blake Childers.
Once again gets to the back bumper at Needles. He's able to show him the nose down the back straightaway. He'll pull to the corner in turn 3, but Childers still not able to get that drive off the corner that he needs.
And again, Kyle Crump is just absolutely positively fine with how this is playing out. Needles and Childers continue to throw haymakers at each other. Crump says that is fine with me. 18 laps to go. Crump with a 0.8 second lead over the Needles-Childers battle.
And so far, Childers has had a chance to make one move on the 14, but hasn't been able to do it again. But he just got the nose to him coming off of turn 4 that last lap.
Steve Needles is so hard to pass. He knows how to pass, but now Childers sticks the nose in, but Needles fights him off on the high side. They're side by side on turns 1 and 2. And Childers can't complete the pass. Now
there
he does. In the backstretch.
So Blake Childers now up to the 2nd spot, but he's lost a lot of ground on Crump and only has 15 laps to make it up. Almost an entire second between the,
And that's not what he wanted as Stephen Ullman turns it around over in turn number 4. Brings out the 3rd caution flag of the evening. That Great Lakes Exotic Cannabis machine spins it around in turns 3 and 4. 15 laps to go, and Kyle Crump is going to have Blake Childers right next to him in this restart.
I feel like Kyle Crump is inventing some swear words right now.
And Kyle Crump's he's a really nice young man. Don't really hear a lot of cussing out of Kyle Crump. He's dropping F-bombs like you wouldn't believe right now.
Absolutely. This is the very last thing he wanted. Blake Childers gets into 2nd, and then immediately a caution. So now he's got your fast qualifier who's already passed 15 cars. And he's going to be starting right next to you.
No question, in line for the Sweet Manufacturing Hard Charger Award. Buddy Gray would have been in line for the Sweet Manufacturing Hard Charger Award, but if it wasn't for Blake Childers, who started 16th, is now up to 2nd. Buddy Gray started 22nd, he's up to 10th. Making 9th as Ullman was running in the 8th spot before that caution came out.
So 15 laps remaining here.
And Ullman was the highest running Jason Dees trailer sales rookie title contender. That now belongs to, at the moment, Zach Cook, who's won the last 3 in a row. Jason Dees trailer sales
I'm
rookie
sure
of the
he'd
year.
be more than happy to take that bonus again.
Yeah.
You guys were talking about how wide the track has gotten. I'm standing over here by turn number 2, and there is definitely 2 full lanes of rubber laid down. So this should be a very, very interesting restart with just 15 laps to go between Crump and that number 10 machine at Childers.
And Roger, when Chris and I were talking about this, it was only a matter of time before that second groove was going to start coming in. As we mentioned, this is brand new pavement prior to the 2023 racing season. It had time to cure, ran a full season and a half on it now. But Roger, to your point, yeah, it's only a matter of time. The teams, the weekly series teams here are seeing the Outlaw Super Late Models can do it. No reason why the weekly cars couldn't either.
And we shall see how that plays out here coming up in our next feature event. The Flory Crane Rental Sport Compacts will be our final event of the night coming up after this race. But Matt, safety cars pulling off, that can only mean one thing.
Kyle Crump took the inside lane. This time he's got Blake Childers to his right elbow. On a turn number 4, green flags out. We're back on the way. Steve Needles is all kinds of sideways. On that restart, we'll talk straight to the front. Childers in groove number 2. Crump and Childers side by side in the turns 3 and 4. Give the lead to Blake Childers on lap with 14 to go.
Crump doing his best to not give up the position, but unfortunately it may be out of his hands at this point. He gets to the back bumper of the 10 car, but Blake Childers takes the lead with 13 laps remaining.
Blake Childers from 16th, your All-Star Performance Fast Qualifier, has passed 15 cars to take the lead. Took the lead officially on lap 86. But Kyle Crump leading the first 85 laps of this event. Steve Needles in 3rd, and Childers checking out of the number 10 car.
Yeah, he's gotten out in front already, almost racking up an 0.8 of a second advantage in just 3-4 laps at the front of the field, Matt.
Kyle Crump 2nd, Steve Needles is 3rd, Phil Bozell 4th, Chad Finley 5th, Adam Terry has fought his way back to the 6th spot. In the number 4 car. And it's never too early to think about points. With 10 laps to go, make it 9 laps to go. As you look, as they run, if they stay like this, Steve Needles takes the points lead by 2 over Adam Terry.
Wow.
The points lead has changed every race this season in the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series.
Well, Needles doesn't look to be very much on the attack. He had that kind of stutter step on the restart. He really hasn't been able to apply any forward momentum towards catching the 16 of Crump. He's not necessarily losing ground hand over fist to Bozell, but he is not closing the gap like he probably would have earlier in the race.
Adam Terry's all over Chad Finley. If Terry can get by Finley and they stay like that, Needles and Terry would be tied for the points lead going to New Paris.
Coming down to 5 laps to go now. It's Childers with a very healthy advantage. Over 2 seconds he's driven out to, Matt.
Blake Childers looking for career win number 3 in the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series. His previous 2 have come right here at his home track, where he's a 4-time track champion. Childers checking out 2.25 second lead over Kyle Crump, who's got a safe piece of real estate between himself and Steve Needles with 3 laps to go.
Yeah, the best battle on the track right now is the one between Adam Terry and Chad Finley for the 5th position. Terry's all over the 1 car. Oh, he makes contact with Finley coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, Terry may not know it, but he makes that pass, and they stay like they are. As we mentioned, as the white flag comes out, 1 to go for Childers. Terry has 1 more lap to try to get by Finley. But going into turn number 3 and on turn number 4, checkered flag in the air, third career Hammer Series win for Blake Childers. Kyle Crump second, Steve Needles third, Chad Finley comes home in fifth as Phil Moselle was fourth.
Well, race fans, as if you are heading out of the stands at this point, want to let you know all hot food at our concession stand. Half off right now, half off all hot food at the concession stand. So get yourself something to eat on the way out or just something to tide you over through Sport Compacts.
I'll get that meat back.
But as they come down to Victory Lane, Gross Construction Victory Lane, the number 10 of Blake Childers will get a word with Matt Pereira.
He's wasting no time, climbing out of the car, your winner, Blake Childers! Blake, outstanding job, my friend. You drew the inversion of a 16. Your job, you chose to accept it, was to pass 15 cars to get to the front. You'll win the Camp Owosso 100. You'll win the Sweet Manufacturing Hard Charger Award. And oh, by the way, your third career win. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I thought we was going to use the car all up coming from the back like that. We just needed a couple of cautions. The car was extremely fast. I had a really good car here, and yeah, it was on rails tonight. We had a really good car.
What was the strategy getting through the field like you did? It seemed to be from the booth. There's a second groove here, isn't there?
Oh yeah, there's a second groove. You just got to go out there and you got to give her all she's got out there. We got caught behind some traffic, there at the beginning, and I kept moving backwards, and I thought we was in trouble. But yeah, the outside definitely works here, and if you go out there, it'll work for you.
Blake, again, a great job. Congratulations. Looking ahead, there's 3 races left to reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series points. You come into the weekend 4th in points. We'll do the official math. You should be on the podium in 3rd. New Paris coming up next, followed by the final 2 at Owosso. Is it time to start thinking about championship yet?
We're going to go for it. We're going to give her all she's got.
Tell us about all the sponsors. Everyone makes this happen for you.
I got to thank Rex and Sarah Wheeler. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have this awesome race car to drive. So this is all because of them and everybody at Wheeler Trucking that it makes this all possible. I got to thank Terry Seneker also. He helps me every week. He's got a family at home, and he could easily not come here, but he chooses to come here and help us. So I'm really thankful for him, Heather Seneker, and all my guys. If I didn't have all my crew guys, I would definitely be able to not make it here, So it takes the whole team, and it takes the big boss, and it takes everybody together to win these races, and I'm fortunate to have all these guys in my circle.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the Camp Owosso 100, Blake Childers! The old saying goes, from the thrill of victory to the agony of defeat. We don't want to say that, but it almost fits. Kyle Crump, leader of the first 85 laps of this event, comes home in 2nd place tonight. Man, what an effort. What a great job. Tell us about the run.
Yeah, I was watching the scoreboard, and I saw Steve was in 2nd. Then at the end there, I saw Blake was in 2nd. I said, oh, no, Blake must be pretty dang good to get around Steve. So, I mean, I was just running for my life, but Blake had a rocket ship. He just rolled the top on me, and, I mean, he gapped me by a straightaway in about 10 laps.
You led 85 laps, and this has got to be a good momentum booster for the Bobby Blount Motorsports team. It's been an up and down season for you. You're still in the top 10 in points, obviously, but this has still got to feel good. A runner-up showing here at your home track.
Yeah, it feels good. It feels good to finally finish one of these things. I mean, hell, every time I'm here, I feel like I break something and have to pull off. So, yeah, no, cool to finally get one. And, man, I thought I was pretty close to my first Outlaw win.
Tell us about the sponsors. Everyone makes it happen for you.
Yeah, I got to thank Bob Blount, Junior Hanley, and then Big Rigs, Duco, and Dennis over at AP Engines.
Kyle Crump, career high second place finish in the Reveal the Hammer Series. Third place effort after winning the Kalamazoo Clash last weekend. Unofficially retakes the points lead in the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series. Steve Needles in the number 14 machine. Steve, you look strong throughout the course of this event, but then here come that number 10.
Yeah, we just got a little tight there. I think got a little spooked earlier in the day, over-adjusted a little bit come race time, and just got a little tight. Car didn't want to be down on the rumble strips, and unfortunately that's where you got to be here. There is a little bit of an outside, but boy, if you're a little bit tight, you're in trouble out there. So, you know, we'll take this one back. We'll make some notes. We'll get better for the next one. But, you know, the goal at the beginning of the night was to get all 100 laps, and we got that done. So, you know, third place ain't bad.
Looking ahead, 3 races to go in the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series Championship. The next event goes to a track. It's kind of an anomaly to some of the teams here in the Hammer Series, New Paris Speedway. What can the drivers, what do you expect from that?
A mess, to be honest with you. It's always a mess. New Paris is always a mess, you know. I've never run worth a darn at that place, so I'm really kind of dreading going. But, you know, it's part of the series, and we're going to go, by God, because we're going to try to win this point deal. So we're looking forward to it. We look forward to every race, because every race we get to go to is a blessing. But New Paris is New Paris, man. That's all I got to say.
Steve Needles, final podium position in third place tonight. Phil Bozell comes home in fourth place here this evening. And Phil, congratulations, Phil. It was an adventurous race to say the least. Back and forth, but you end up in the top 5, a fourth place run. Tell us about it.
Yeah, we'll take that. The car just wasn't very balanced tonight. Wouldn't fire off on restarts. It took me 8 to 10 laps to get going, and on a long run, I'd actually start to come back to him a little bit. And the yellows were not my friend tonight, so sometimes that's how it goes. All 4 fenders are on it, all tires on it. Thanks for all you great fans for coming out and watching. That was an awesome race to be part of. Awesome one to watch, I'm sure. See you guys next time.
Phil Bozell comes home in fourth place tonight. Chad Finley rounds out the top 5, the number 1 machine. Winner of the second annual Bob Finley Memorial 100 back on June the 19th. Not the finish you wanted tonight after winning last month, but a 5th place effort and then against this field. That's gotta feel pretty good.
Yeah. I don't like running 5th, so I just wasn't very good tonight. We struggled all day in practice, and we kind of made a swing, the same one that Steve made, and it hurt us both. So that's part of it. You know, there's a lot of good drivers here, a lot of talent. So obviously, you know, you're probably not going to win every race. So that's fine. So we'll work on it. We'll come back.
Next race here at Owosso Speedway is on August 24th. We're going to see you back here.
Oh, yeah, I'll be here.
Chad Finley comes home in 5th spot tonight here, the number 1 machine. On behalf of the Reveal the Hammer Outlaw Super Late Model Series, we thank you for coming to race number 5. Our next event, as Steve Needles alluded to, Friday, August 2nd at New Paris Speedway in New Paris, Indiana for the 23rd annual Summer Sizzler 100. Our next race here at Owosso Speedway. We wrap up the rest of the season after that. The final 2 events, both here at Owosso. The next one, the Ron Hauser Memorial on Saturday, August 24th, right back here at Owosso Speedway. On behalf of all of us, the Reveal the Hammer Series, for Rich Mercero, Donnie Kloss, Jeff Ochaska, Devon Smith, and Callie Baker, my name is Matt Preer. It is always such a privilege and an honor to come back home here to Owosso Speedway. We've got one more race left to go. We'll turn things over to the co-voices of Owosso Speedway, Chris Phobie and Roger Williams. They'll take you home. Good night, everybody.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. Get your lucky number programs out, ladies and gentlemen, as we've got some goodies to give away courtesy of the lucky number programs. If we call your number, head on down to the souvenir stand to claim your prize. I've got some All-Star Performance hats to give away. Lucky number 1694, 1694, and 0358, 0358. An Owosso Nationals t-shirt to lucky number 0367, 0367, and 0251, 0251. A Napa hat to lucky number 0357, 0357. An All-Star Performance banner to lucky number 0312, 0312. I have a $25 gift card to Burton Corners, lucky number 0303, 0303. So if you think I've called your number, please head on down to the souvenir stand and see the ladies there and claim your prize. And thank you for purchasing a lucky number program, a souvenir program for you here tonight at Owosso Speedway. Congratulations to Blake Childers on his win in this 100-lap main event for the Outlaw Super Late Models. As we do have one more event to go, and it is our Sport Compacts, brought to you by Flory Crane Rental, our title sponsor for our Sport Compact division, and your premier crane rental service located in Lennon. Are you in need of a licensed and experienced professional to tackle your project? Look no further. At Flory Crane Rental, they guarantee quality results every time with their professional and reliable service. They strive for excellence in every project they undertake. Established in 2022, Flory Crane Rental has quickly become a trusted name in the industry. Their team of dedicated professionals is committed to bringing your project to life. They are proud to be a contractor of Operating Engineers 324, ensuring that their workforce is highly trained and skilled. At Flory Crane Rental, their mission is simple: provide exceptional and reliable services to their clients from start to finish. They work side by side with you every step of the way. So why wait? Contact them today for your free quote, 989-998-6722, or visit florycrane.com to learn more. Let Flory Crane Rental be your partner in success. As the celebrations conclude downstairs, those of you heading out a little bit early, well, we appreciate you coming out here, and we hope that you enjoyed the show. We hope that we see you many times in 2024. But we'd love for you to stay and see this final feature event, which is scheduled for 25 laps for our Flory Crane Rental Sport Compacts.
Grab yourself something to eat on the way out.
Yes.
As mentioned, hot food at our concession stand, half off right now.
Just like my shirt.
Or
half off.
Or hot food 2 for 1.
Oh, well, there you go.
Also want to wish Jeremy Sawville a happy 16th birthday. Happy birthday, Jeremy.
Thanks. One more to go, Chris.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's, you know, we passed the longest day of the year, and it's already dark. It's already past my bedtime. This has been the longest 2-week stretch I have probably ever worked in my life.
It's been a grind the last couple weeks, but we're I want to say we're winding it down, but it actually only gets better from here.
Yeah, oh man, every show is a big show from here on out. It's
yeah, next week we have the Midwest Modifieds. Week after that, Masters of the Pros. Week after that's the Hot Shoe.
Week after that, I think is, we got Destruction, then the ASA Stars, the Michigan 200, then the Outlaw Super Late Models are back, then the must-see sprint cars after that. So that takes you through the end of August.
I'm already tired.
They're all can't-miss shows.
Can't miss, won't miss.
As we quietly wait for the arrival of our Sport Compacts. I could have hopped in any of those Sport Compacts down there. They were all lined up, all ready to go. No drivers inside. I could have taken some laps in the pits with it.
I would have paid money to see that.
I might have even taken it out on the main road.
Well, that's not safe.
Well, I would just do it really quickly.
That I believe is called public nuisance.
I've been arrested for more.
But have you been arrested for less?
Yes.
Well, Roger.
What?
Our Flory Crane Rental Sport Compacts were so busy watching the show, they forgot to get in their cars.
I didn't even see one. I saw the cars. Like I said, I saw plenty of cars. I saw Oliver Kukars. He's gonna be on the pole for this, and I thought, I bet I could give him a 2-lap head start, and then park it, and then he'd come out, and he'd only have 23 laps to race, while everyone else had 25. But I don't think I'd be able to sneak it out there with the Outlaws.
It would stand out a little bit.
A little bit.
All right, so for the final time this evening,
here they come.
We got cars coming out of the Make Ready chute. Flory Crane Rental Sport Compacts. 25 scheduled to start this one. And your lineup is scheduled to be Oliver Kukar in the 86 on pole, 29 of Bryson Hosner to his outside. Jason McBride in the 70, Dan Hassard in the 6X, Caden Comer in the 33, Ira Hosner in the T1, Corbin Kelly in the 54, Jason Harrington in the J1, Keegan Leap in the 624, Adam Whitaker in the 23. Damian Waters in the 1, Nicholas Murdoch, your fast qualifier in the 79, starts 12th. Josh Harmon in the 17 starts lucky 13, Dustin Workman in the 3. 15th will be the 0 of Ollie Workman in the 24, Gabe Rusnell. Braden Loop in the 13 starts 17th with Don Burton in the 12 outside of him. Chad Baker in the T16 will start 19th with Dagan Clayton in the 95. Just outside of the top 20, Lily Kelly celebrating an 18th birthday, living out her dream of racing here at the Owosso Speedway, starts 21st. Emily Clayton in the 6 starts 22nd. Josh Shiver in the 7X starts 23rd. Sean Pulliam in the 08 is 24th. Connor Hogue in the 18 was scheduled to start, but he didn't make it out for practice or qualifying, so I'm assuming he may be a scratch for the night. Looks to be the case. We have 22 on track, 25 scheduled, so we're less a few of them. We'll see what works out here. 25 laps the distance here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Flory Crane Rental Sport Compacts. The final event of the night. They've waited all night long to give you a show, and it's their turn here in the circle of speed that we call Owosso Speedway. So since it is the final event of the night, folks, how about it? We get up on our feet, put your cell phones on flashlight mode, and let's give a little love to our Owosso Speedway drivers in this sport compact division as we get set to roll here on this parade lap. Here they come out of turn number 4, ladies and gentlemen. Let's make a little noise. My favorite part, Chris, was when I saw everyone's screens light up trying to find their
Trying to find the flashlight. That's me. How do I use this thing again?
We have to practice that all week if we have to. Here comes the field. We're set to go. Kukar and Hosner ready to let them loose out of turn number 4. Here they come. We're off and running.
And of course, after preaching patience all day to these drivers, they're already 2 and 3 wide through the field.
Wow, Murdoch is right up on that top side. Your fast qualifier, not afraid to make it 3 wide. He's trying to break into the top 5. He's done just about that. He's moved up to 6 already, and he's bringing Damian Waters with him.
And keep in mind, he started 12th.
Yeah, he's in 5th now.
And climbing. As Bryson Hosner holds the point to 29. Oh, they were going to take it 4 wide.
These guys push the pass all the way down the front straightaway. Murdoch the second.
He must have put a hole in the floorboard so he could push the accelerator that much further.
Holy flux capacitor. He's already alongside Bryson. Hosner about to lose that lead. Holy moly, the 79 is skating through the field.
Yeah, Nicholas Murdoch 3 laps in, already to the top spot, making quick work of the rest of the field. Your defending track champion looking to put his stamp on this one.
His qualifying effort was a 17.349. He's not even running. Well, that time 17.1. So he's running right now better than he did during qualifying.
Oh, T16 and Chad Baker calls it a night. He'll pull to the infield.
Boy, he's had problems all day long with that car as well. I think he had to be towed off the track at one point during practice qualifying. Oh, look out. The T1 was all sorts of squirrely before gathering it back up. And Chris holding his breath as he's watching a battle down the back straightaway.
Ooh, Damian Waters and Oliver Kukar nearly have a meeting of the minds there coming off of turn 4.
You saying Damian Waters was in dangerous waters?
He was in deep waters for sure. We're going to need a bigger boat.
Well, since this is an A, it would be we're going to need a bigger boot, eh?
Ah, yes. So we're 7 laps in now with Murdoch, Hosner, and Hosner, your top 3.
Over a 5-second advantage right now, Chris. He is spanking this field.
Yeah, he is in danger of being in Matthew Elsey territory.
I was just going to say, you know, I think he had it geared up for Matthew Elsey, and then Matthew Elsey didn't show.
Well, he continues to pick him up and put him down as he checks off the lapped cars.
Bryson Hosner, Ira Hosner, second and third, and they are a ways back.
Now, this is a pretty deep field, Roger. 22 cars, so it's not even going to be a matter of being the quickest, but Murdoch is not only going to have to get out to that big lead, he's going to have to negotiate traffic.
Yeah, your second one, we got to spin turn number 1.
Dustin Workman goes for a pirouette down into the infield as the caution's out.
So the caution flag will fly with 10 of 25 complete. And that massive lead will go away for Murdoch.
Well, looks like the 3 of Dustin Workman is going to be assessed with caution. So he'll move to the back of the field.
And can't quite see what that distance was for Murdoch when he was, but it was, the last time I looked, it was over a 5.5 second advantage. And now he'll have the Hosners probably next to him and behind him for the restart once they get the lineup in order and the choose cone taken care of.
Yeah, that's one problem where when you get the field all jumbled up like that with cars different laps down, then you got to line them back up when there's a caution.
Oh, actually looking there, looked like he had a 10-second advantage on the field on that last, when that caution flag came out. So Murdoch bringing a knife to a whip fight.
It was more like a cannon to a tickle fight.
Yeah, that's about it. Yeah, you ain't kidding there. Drivers doing a nice job getting themselves single file and in order.
Getting our lineup sorted out here, so bear with us just a second.
So it was Murdoch, Bryson Hosner, Ira Hosner, Adam Whitaker, Damian Waters, your top 5. Oliver Kukar, Dan Hassard, Caden Comer, Corbin Kelly, and Jason McBride. Your unofficial top 10. And 15 laps remaining. The 3 is going to go up to be behind the final lead lap car, which would be the 13 of Braden Loop. So let's see. Well, next time they come around, Chris, they're gonna be picking, and I mean their position, because anything else would be gross.
Well, I mean, it's probably hard to do with a full face helmet anyway.
It could be, but if you really had to.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Yes, they do.
All right, the green and yellow flags are being held out. That's the indication to our teams that they will be able to get to choose for the Owosso option restart. Well, that's the indication, plus the guy on the radio telling them.
Plus the 2 signs.
Plus the 2 signs and the arrow painted on the track. And
lots of different opportunities to get the message.
I just don't know how we can make it any more clear. But it looks like they got the memo because they're choosing.
And they're choosing big. So it looks like the T1 will be the first car on the outside of Murdoch. Although
Does he know that?
I don't know if he knows that. I don't know if he knows what I know. Did the race director say snuggle up?
Well, I mean...
Is that for everybody?
I sure hope not.
I thought maybe we could do a Delaware double foul restart there for a moment. So Ira Hosner will go to the top side for the restart. Murdoch will be in the preferred line.
We used to do the Delaware double file at Springport back in the day. By that I mean like 2 years ago.
Technically it's back, and it was a day. And here they come, M&K Truck Center restart zone where they can go fast, and they do. Let's see what happens. You know, all cautions breed cautions.
Well, especially with only 15 laps left, so I don't think there was much patience there to begin with, but if there was, it is out the window.
Yeah, Damian Waters is getting a little itchy to get past the Hosners here. He might be one of the only cars that has a chance at Murdoch. He's going to pull to the inside, 3 wide per second. Oh, Bryson was sideways. Oh, boy, I thought they were going to touch there, didn't you, Chris?
I'm shocked that they didn't.
They might have a chance. There's another one. A little bumper tag going on here for second spot. It's so hard to tell the way Bryson's car leans to tell if it's sideways or not.
Well, in the meantime, the 54 Corbin Kelly is working on Ira Hosner for the 4th spot. He's had a great second half to this season, Roger.
Yes, he has. He's sitting 5th in the points. He's only 7 points back of defending champion Murdoch. Well, but where Murdoch is right now, he's in line to get max points here with fast qualifier and if he can pick up this feature win. But yeah, Corbin Kelly, problems with Bryson Hosner. He's waving out the window. Problems on the 29 machine, perhaps, as he was waving furiously out the window.
Maybe he was just waving to our safety crew.
Maybe there's a wasp in there. Yeah, that was weird. He was doing a lot of waving and not doing a lot of anything. That was weird.
Oh, Jason Harrington gets out of shape, ends up making contact with the 54 of Corbin Kelly.
Oh, he's going to draw the caution. Oh, he got a little touched and he decided to stop the car and draw the caution, and he's going to pull away here, so we'll see if he's got a flat.
Yeah, he weaving it around a little bit there, Roger, like he was checking if there was a flat.
Yeah, for the speed that he's going here, let's see what he does. I would not be surprised if he takes it to the pits for 3 laps. Let's see what he does.
Well, Roger, Jason Harrington tapped out on that one,
tapped.
put the hand out, tapped on the roof. So Harrington will take responsibility for the caution. He'll move to the back of the lead lap. Corbin Kelly will get his spot back in, I believe it was 5th he was running. Yep.
Now, in all commentary, you know, my stuff's unofficial, I'm not a psychiatrist or psychologist. Yeah, the two got together. Both could have raced out of it. Possibly. But he gets his position back. Corbin does, and his nearest competitor has to go to the tail. So a little strategy too.
Yeah, the way the 54 was kind of weaving as he pulled away made me think that he thought he had a problem.
Yeah, I thought maybe they were connected by the like tire in the wheel well or something of that sort.
Yeah, when you make contact like that in these cars, I mean, no matter how much replacing you do, the suspension on a Chevy Cobalt is still the suspension on a Chevy Cobalt. So I can definitely understand the little hesitation there on that.
And that's just my years of dirt background, though, too. Your asphalt cars, the asphalt cars seem to be a little more finicky with contact.
Well, that's because it's real racing.
Well, I guess I will be changing my address again. Murdoch Waters, Hosner, Corbin Kelly, your top 5. And Damian Waters is your point leader. He's up by 86 over Randy Moore, who is not in competition. Bryson Hosner was 87 back, so all intents and purposes, Bryson Hosner will at least pick up a position in the point standings just by starting this feature event. Nick Murdoch, 101, and Corbin Kelly, 108. Your top 5 in Floyd Crane Rentals Sport Compacts. 9 laps to go. Was it Damian that just got his driver's license? Oh, Adam Whitaker was the one. Okay. That's right. And there's somebody in this class that just got their driver's license this past week.
I mean, given the age gap, it really could be several of them.
Right. Very, very true.
And maybe a few of them just maybe just got it back.
Hey, you're cutting it close to home here, okay?
Look, there's plenty of people that have to blow start their car. You shouldn't be ashamed of it, Roger.
Oh, well. So Damien Waters has opted for the top side. This should be a really interesting restart. The two fastest cars in the field to start side by side.
Also, I do want to state for the record, I do not believe Roger has any DUIs to his record. If he does, I am not aware of
no reportable felonies at this point in time. Thank you.
I'll hang up on your parole officer now.
Yes, write me a letter of reference, please. Here we go, back to the green flag with 9 laps remaining. Murdoch showing the way. Waters in second. The Hosner still side by side. Corbin Kelly in fifth. Watching that battle. They tried to go 3 wide. Back there about the 9th position. While Hassard backs out of that. Well, so far, Murdoch's to lose in that 79. No one can hit you if you're way out in front.
That's true. Being far away from everyone else makes it hard to get hit. That's just science.
Waters alone in second. Then it's Bryson Hosner, Ira Hosner, Corbin Kelly, Whitaker, Kukar, McBride, Hassard. Sorry, Whitaker wanted that 5th spot, took a peek inside Corbin Kelly, couldn't get it done. Corbin Kelly all over the back bumper of Ira Hosner's T1 machine. Cannot get by, he looks to the high side, then he dives low, going in the center of the corner, trying to get that run out of turn 4, but he can't get close enough to get any part of that car underneath that T1 car. Out of turn number 4, 3 to go for Nicholas Murdoch. Looking for his 2nd feature win of the season. One pair of laps left to go. 2 circuits around Owosso Speedway for Nick Murdoch.
At this point, Roger, it's going to... Oh, well, there
problems.
might be a small miracle. Braden Loop goes around. Ollie Workman goes around with him over in turn 2. That'll draw the caution flag with 2 laps remaining. My, how the turntables.
Loop driving it away. Workman looks like the left front either down or busted on that machine. He'll stay in the infield, and we'll put this field together for a 2-lap shootout.
We hope it's a 2-lap shootout.
Murdoch, Waters, Bryson Hosner, Ira Hosner, Corbin Kelly, your top 5. Then Adam Whitaker, Kukar, McBride, Hassard, Comer, Harrington, Josh Harmon, Workman. And I think that's Gabe Rusno back there in the hard to read machine.
Yeah, he's got like tape and then tape on tape. Or no, it's primer. It's primer and tape. Blue tape on a silver door.
I believe that's a country hit. Waylon Jennings did that one.
Really?
Blue tape on a silver door.
Would have sworn that was David Allen Coe.
You very well. I'm gonna have to look that up. You might be right.
That could be a Merle Haggard song.
Okay, we're picking. Waters goes to the top side.
I pick Merle Haggard. That's
No,
my
I
choice.
meant race related.
Oh, Caucasian.
Racing related.
Oh.
How did I know you were going to take that way literal? You know, your wife must have her hands full every day. Oh.
I'm not going to touch that one, Roger. I'm just going to let that one breathe.
You must try her patience.
I liked the first one you said better. Made me feel important.
Okay, we're going to go green the next time by for 2 laps of green flag racing. And our blue show starts at 11.
Oh, well, I'm early.
All right, a very leisurely pace down the back straightaway, making my blood pressure go down a little bit. That could be the Monster Energy drink.
Slowly leaving your body.
Niagara Falls, slowly they turn, step by step. Green flag.
And nobody in a barrel.
Waters dives down to the bottom side, at least keeping up with Murdoch within a couple of car lengths. 2 laps to go. Let's see who hits whom. Or is it the other way around? The 6 well off the pace. A lot of smoke out of that number 6.
Well, we're going to let him race it out. We'll see what happens. Coming to the line, your winner is going to be the 79 of Nicholas Murdoch, Damian Waters second, Bryson Hosner third, Ira Hosner fourth, Corbin Kelly is going to complete the top 5. All right, well, he put on a dominant performance here tonight. And he will make it down to Gross Construction victory lane after he takes one last victory lap. Our final winner of the evening, Nicholas Murdoch in the 79. Well, Roger, maybe Nicholas didn't want to talk to you. Or he got lost on his way to victory lane.
Nicholas Murdoch gets number 2 of these TSM Graphics Top Speed Motorsports victory flags here in the Gross Construction victory lane as he climbs out of that car. First of all, there's the flag, and I think we have a new lane. We're going to have to start calling it the Murdoch lane up top.
Yep.
You were running, you had some laps there. They were about 0.2 of a second faster than your qualifying lap. Was the track just that much faster now that it cooled off, or did you find something?
It's got a lot more work to do. Seemed better than it did in crowd qualifying.
Well, we thought maybe you had it dialed in expecting Matthew Elsey to show up tonight.
Yep.
Well, nice run. Way to get to the front there in less than 5 laps from your starting spot. Go ahead and thank everyone that makes the car fast.
Huge thanks to Napa Auto Parts and Shields, the Marion Springs Conservation Club, Hemlock Auto and Alignment, Town and Country Auto Salvage, and Modern Chiawassee.
Nice job, and thanks for putting on a show.
Yep.
How about it for Nicholas Murdoch, ladies and gentlemen, your Flory Crane rental. Sport Compact feature winner of the night. And Chris, for me, it's Miller time. We've managed to get through a whole night of racing here at Owosso Speedway. We're going to get you out of here at a very nice hour. Maybe an opportunity for you folks to go back in the pits and visit with your favorite drivers. But we've done it, and if my wife asked, we didn't get done till 2 in the morning. So back to you, Chris. Let's wind things up.
All right. Well, on behalf of Roger and myself, the Wheeler family, and all of our staff here at the Owosso Speedway, we thank you for coming out and spending your Saturday with us. We'll be back in action next Saturday night with the Midwest Modifieds Tour powered by Wheeler Trucking. And we hope to see you back for that one. Be safe in your travels home. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you soon.